Throw your motherfucking hands.
Get 'em high.
Welcome back to the 1 a.m. podcast. I'm Rashad Milligan, joined here today by RB Mo and Jelani. Fellas, how are y'all doing, man?
Doing well, man. You know, she got done celebrating a little early Christmas with the fam, man. So, you know, I'm in good spirits, man. How y'all doing?
Yo, I saw they had the Grinch movie from 2000 playing in it's like playing in like my local theater or whatever. I saw it. It was like a real beautiful experience, you know. It's just crazy that like a movie from my childhood came out 25 years ago. Like we had that on I asked somebody like a few years younger, I was like, do you know what a VHS tape is? Like, did you have one growing up? And they were like, nah, we had the DVD player. But yeah, that was a movie I had growing up. It was cool to see that though, like after I hadn't seen it in a long time.
I used to love the Grinch. I ain't gonna even hold you.
That was an amazing movie.
Yeah. The Grinch, and I loved The Cat in the Hat.
Yo, we're locked in, yo. You know what? That's crazy. Wow. I literally was looking at clips of the Cat in the Hat movie on YouTube yesterday. I put this on everything I love because I saw Tyler Creator. He had did like a list for Letterboxd of like his favorite movies, and he mentioned that movie, and I was like, yo, that's one of my like that's. I think it's because we were kids at the time we got the movie, but it's like a lot of people that were adults, they hated that movie or whatever. But I was like, yo, that was an amazing movie.
Facts, bro.
Yo,
you used to rock with Cat in the Hat, Rashad?
Cat in the Hat, man. He said, old head at work told me today to tighten up. What does that mean? Hey, yo, this is why I love this movie growing up, The Grinch. I thought The Cat in the Hat was a weird movie. Like it was weird seeing like a grown man like in live play Cat in the Hat, but it was funny though. It was mad like The Cat in the Hat and The Grinch were both extremely funny characters. I think one of my favorite this is a different Grinch, the 2018 Grinch, but one of my favorite like kind of underrated Christmas songs and soundtracks is Tyler the Creator's Grinch from 2018. I think that has some really good songs on it. And it might be like the only piece of Tyler the Creator content that has no cussing in it. Like cause even Igor, which is like Tyler the Creator's 808, has like cussing in it. So I don't know. I enjoyed that soundtrack from him. And but but that's how I feel about the live Cat in the Hat and the Grinch. I think very funny characters, the Grinch and the Cat in the Hat. But the Cat in the Hat was a bit more just creepy.
But with like the cat, you talking about him being an adult.
Say who wins, the Grinch versus the Cat in the Hat?
I say the Cat in the Hat. I think he had like magic, didn't he?
He low key. See, that's the thing about the Cat in the Hat movie is like it's almost like the TV show Atlanta. It's like such a surreal movie that you remember the scene when he it's like they're doing the display, like he's the cupcake thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's almost like a scene out of Family Guy. Like he has super. But the thing about the Grinch though, and I realized this watching the movie, the Grinch was like this man carried a full sleigh full of the whole town's Christmas gifts. You have to think about how much that weighs. Like he low key was like the Incredible Hulk basically. So he might, if he gets his hand on the Cat in the Hat, he'd probably win.
So look, I feel you, but low key, I feel like the Grinch is one of them people who they talk a good game, and yeah, you know he's strong and everything, but I don't really feel like he got that dog in him. Like I feel like Cat in the Hat will really crash out on you. Given opportunity, bro, I think he would take it to a whole nother level that the Grinch ain't ready for.
Because the Grinch ended up going soft. His heart grew several more sizes than what it was before at the end of the movie.
Exactly. It's like he just needed some love, bro. He wasn't really that mad. Like the Cat in the Hat, bro, I think internally he ready to crash. He ready to catch a body. But he over here just playing games with everybody. But I feel like the Grinch, he wasn't really on that. He just wanted to be alone because he was sad.
Wait, Rashad, can I ask you a question? Because I feel like you you're very astute. You can answer this, articulate this properly.
Yeah.
Was the Grinch the first insult?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me this because people don't be knowing the definition of insult, which I like. I'm pretty sure I've gone on that rant before on this spot. Um, I'm trying to think of any other like old stories where it's like the dude has a villain story, origin villain story from like a girl not liking him as a kid, and he's just been grumpy the rest of his life. It might be the Grinch, bro. If it's not like Adam, you know, I think
Wait, what?
Adam might be. Would y'all consider Adam the first insult?
How would Adam be an insult?
He might be mad at Eve for like eating the apple. It's like he told you not to eat the apple and you did it. Like I hate women because y'all don't listen.
I mean, he ain't never say none of that, so I wouldn't.
You're right.
wouldn't.
You're right. That's protected.
You,
I
you
say
putting,
the Grinch then.
you putting smut on Adam's name.
Hey, yeah. I'm sorry, Adam. The Grinch is petty, but still is sane. But the cat is shady, so I got the Grinch all day.
Look,
It's like who else will put up a good fight? I'm honestly intrigued with the Grinch or the cat.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure which one. They're both, like I said, they're both worthy opponents. Though, they need to bring back Celebrity Deathmatch, except for MTV doesn't really exist anymore. So
Jerry put up a good match
Jerry who?
Jerry who?
from Tom and Jerry.
I mean, that boy can't even beat a mouse.
No, Jerry is a mouse.
Jerry's. I was confused. I'm not gonna lie, I was confused too. I didn't know.
You know how I can always tell the two apart?
How?
Because in the opening title, Jerry was chilling on the Y, and then Tom was stuck in the O. Like, because Tom just always, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, it's the Grinch because I get to sing the song. You're a mean woman, Mr. Grinch. Dan actually sang, I think he sang that on stream like a week ago, ironically.
Did y'all sing it together?
No, we did not sing it together.
The Rashad and Dan duets. Shout out to the homie Dan, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Dan.
What was I about to say? Oh yeah, what's y'all? This is like an extremely cliche question. I'm gonna say that ahead of time, but like, what's y'all favorite, or like a couple of your favorite Christmas songs?
I know for me, for sure. I know we kind of spoke. We kind of spoke about the Michael Bublé album. It's like he got this one song, and the sun's coming down. It's like, please come back home.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, I have to look up the actual name, but that one, of course, Mariah Carey. And what's that one? What is it? Run DMC that made.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy that I've heard that song my whole life, and I know the song. I for some reason don't know the exact name of it, but obviously I know it's Christmas time and Hollis Queen. Like I know the song.
Mom's making chicken and collard green.
Exactly. Yeah, I know the song. I for some reason I don't know the name. The fact that I'm born in 1995 and I know the lyrics is a good thing though. Like,
you know any other like Run DMC songs from by heart?
By heart, no. I did. This was like 2006. I did have Walk This Way on my MP3 player as like a middle school.
Shout out Walk This Way.
Yeah. No, I mean, but I know a bunch of Run DMC songs, just probably not by heart though.
I know Sucker MCs. I
By
can do
heart?
Sucker MCs. Yeah.
Okay, you real hip hop.
You know,
got your king over.
well, that's more of my dad's era. You know, like what we were talking about, it goes back to the parents. My dad's more that era of hip hop than like the 90s and up. So like 90s, I'm just like, I had to learn all of that as an adult.
That's low key. We can get back to the Christmas song topic in a second, but like that's low key the same thing with me. Like I knew certain 90s songs from like MTV Jams or like the radio or whatever, but it wasn't until I was like 15, 16, 17 I really started to go back and like listen to 90s rap for real.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because like I mean, especially when like the Run DMC shirts became like in style. What was that like 2008, 2010?
Mhm.
When
Oh,
those became in
oh, you
style,
talking
I
about
was
for
like,
art,
oh,
or yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
like I was definitely on the Run DMC wave. Oh, I got a good one. Grinch versus Scrooge. Mm.
Scrooge would get that boy whacked. He'll put the money up.
For me, it's a You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, Blue Christmas from Elvis Presley. He sang both of those on stream. And then Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Frank Sinatra. He wanted to sing that on stream. He hasn't sung it yet. And Rocking Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee. He's also sang that on stream.
Okay.
During December, like to give background, I made Dan just choose nothing but Christmas songs. If you're wondering, like, dang, that man just sing Christmas songs all the time.
Nah, that makes sense. But yeah, but I think Scrooge versus Grinch. Yeah, Scrooge would put that money up.
Yo, I wanted to say, like, because you mentioned the Mariah Carey. I tweeted this out the other day. The So Def remix of All I Want to Do for Christmas is so much better than the original. Like, it's this. I don't even. My fault. Let me take my phone off vibrate. My bad. But yeah, the remix version is like, maybe it's because that's the one that I saw like on TV growing up, but also I don't even know if that's if they played that more so like outside of like Atlanta like that maybe.
I don't know if I've ever heard that version. Like when I think of Atlanta and I think of Christmas, I think of what you gonna get for Christmas. Like that's what I think when I think of Atlanta and Christmas.
You know, it's an underrated Christmas song. Kanye and Dipset, Christmas in Harlem.
Yeah, I ain't never heard that.
You never heard that before? Oh wow, yeah, that's a great.
Is that a Good Friday one?
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, that's a good song. That's a good song.
I ain't gonna hold you. My
Then Little Bow Wow.
he just speaks at the beginning. He doesn't have a verse. He just speaks.
Okay,
It's like basically it's a bass remix of. That's crazy. I posted on Twitter. But yeah, that's my personal version, and it had like a video that was like animated like the Proud Family type style around that time.
I did not. I don't think. No. This is a pool because I did not know this. Go ahead, Mo.
I was gonna say I can't hold you. My Dipset knowledge is like a 1. I like growing up, I was not a big Dipset fan, and then like I never got into it. So it wasn't until I'm not even gonna hold you. I knew this girl who was from up north that really put me on to Cameron. And like of course I knew Cameron, but like more of his music and like Jules and Max B. I know he's not Dipset, but you know, he's around that area. All them people, it wasn't until about like 3 years ago that I started listening. Like what is that song? Like Down and Out with Cameron and Kanye? Yeah. Just really just got onto that like recently. So like that's one thing I don't ever really admit to people because everybody be such big Dipset fans. But then I was just like, I'm gonna speak my truth, man.
People be performative, bro.
Nah, in fact, I'll perform it for a little bit. I used to be like, yeah, Dipset, you know, they used to go crazy. I was not listening.
Meme King, they wanted to know all right, enough Christmas battles. Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers, a classic one. Let me hear your thoughts.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen any of the Halloween movies. I've seen.
I was about to say I don't know enough about Jason Voorhees to give an answer.
Oh no, I know. I'm gonna just have to pick Jason just because at some point Michael Myers just have to go to sleep. So wait, I'm tripping. That's Freddy Krueger that pops up in the dreams.
I was about to say, is that Jason where it's like
Jason? I think Jason. They both don't die though, from what I know.
Yeah, Jason was drowned and then he came back to life, so he can't be killed now. I think something like that. He was drowned as a little kid. That's what made him a murderer. I
don't be doing scary movie.
Yeah, so I didn't really get into it, The only movies I really saw with those people was Freddy versus Jason. I would sing a Christmas song, Dan. I'm gonna have to come on stream and sing Christmas. I'm about to do this for y'all one day.
Yo, I just want to say Atlanta's an amazing place. Because I'm literally finding out somebody's trying to use my card for fraud to buy like a bunch of stuff off Apple right now, like live on the podcast.
Oh wow.
I mean, they're not. I'm literally denying the trend. Like they're asking me, like, "Yo, did you spend $250 at Apple recently?"
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say. I was like, well, like the good part is like we have the technology for it to even alert you in real time and be like, nah.
I'm also broke. That helps too. So it's like you can't even like I don't know. Whoever thought that they got to come up getting my card number, brother, you're in for a dark surprise. This is not about to go the way you thought it was gonna go.
I think about all that stuff of like carrying like my cards and my wallet or whatever out. If I know like if I'm gonna be walking or something like that, like I think about all this stuff. I'm like, okay, I have so and so in my wallet and that. So if someone is like, yo, and I'm like, I have $5, $6 in cash and like nothing on my card. So like this ain't even worth it, bro.
Yeah, like it's
I play out those entire scenarios like every single time before I go into a situation where I like think I'm gonna have to know it.
I think about that by saying like it wouldn't even be worth it. I ain't got nothing, and then I think about how they're gonna kill you off a principle of like you broke and you just wasting your time.
Said, how you a grown man with no money?
Right. No, you really got some dudes who just crash out just because it's like, yo, I already put in the effort of like putting my shiesty mask on and getting my gun. Like they played out the scenario, so it's like, okay, even though you don't have money, I plan on using my gun tonight, so I'm going to do that. Like there are some people, unfortunately, some robbers that are like that.
Are they gonna be pissed off because you broke? Let me be like, you mean you telling me that I ain't finna come up tonight? Oh yeah, somebody got to die now.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's dark humor, but it's truthful.
Remember the TK situation where like they just took that dude's camera and like $15, and TK doing like 65 years now because $15 in a camera.
Yeah,
and had a hit record right after. Like his career blew up right after that. Like if he just waited, but it blew up kind of in part to, you know, that entire situation. So
I think this is a perfect time to transition. How y'all feel about the F the Streets movement?
So I knew this was going to be talked about today because it's like the most talked about thing. But like I'm glad that Jelani started it off with random questions, so it wouldn't be like so obvious that we get right into it.
Right.
I want to pull this tweet up from G Herbo in the meantime. I'll have it on in like kind of the background and stuff. And then I'll let you guys start it off and stuff.
So my initial thoughts about it is I think a lot of people are misunderstanding what I think like what 21 Savage is trying to come across with. And I think G Herbo summed it up pretty well with this tweet. Like I saw this tweet where he's talking about it's not about, him overcoming the circumstances and the stuff that he's been through in life. That's not cool. And all the people talking about F the streets, that's what got y'all rich, this, that, and the other. And it's like they understand that. But what they're trying to say is just how also I think a lot of people didn't see 21 Savage's interview with what's buddy name? Big Bank. And so I feel like a lot of people, and Rashad shared a tweet with me from somebody we know who was talking about, oh, Big Bang could be using the platform way better. All they do is just sit here talking about snitching. And I was like, I agree to an extent because it is a lot of the topic, but especially with 21 Savage's interview, I think he said a lot of real stuff in there, just in the sense about how the streets used to be about hustle and how it's not about hustle no more. It's about drugs. It's about murder. It's about it's not even about money no more. That's what people got in the streets for. People wasn't doing it just for fun. People were hopping in the streets, they were selling drugs so that they could make money because they saw people who made money and it inspired them. Now people are just, as Big Bank and 21 Savage were talking about, like, yo, like, I'm with that. I'm on that. Just let me know if you need me to go do that. Instead of I'm trying to get put onto a play so we can make some money. You know, I'm trying to take my mom out the hood. These young dudes don't care about taking their mom out the hood no more, bro. So that whole ideology of thinking, oh, y'all turning y'all back on what made y'all. I feel like a lot of those people are missing the point of what F the Streets movement is about. Cause it ain't cool to glorify a lot of this stuff. And like, I get it. It is what you grew up on. It is what got you to where you are. But at the same time, where it's at now isn't the place that it needs to be. And if y'all want to keep living in that cycle of trauma and cycle of, just anxiety and, PTSD and all the different stuff, I guess if that's what y'all want in life. But at the same time, I think realistically, it is something that needs to be changed. So this last thing I'll say, also, just even with the, in my opinion, with the street movement, as I said, a lot of it used to be, I heard so many old heads talk about this in interviews and stuff, how back in the day, the people who did the drugs, they were never cool. If, like, buddy, you see somebody on pills, you see somebody doing this, you see somebody doing that, they weren't cool. Nobody kicked it with them. All the dope boys back in the day who were getting money, those were the people, like, they stayed away from all that. But now it's more glorified to just be out your mind and do all the different stuff. And that's why where all the culture is at currently is not a good spot. And it's not something that, I'm not saying turn your back on it and don't turn back on your people, but it needs to be some shifts, So that's my thoughts on it.
I was going to let Jelani go, but Jelani is a lawyer right now, so I'll go right now.
Yeah, my bad. I'm having like some technical. Give me like.
Okay, yeah, no. It's okay. I'll go right now. So I'll always have to start off these things with the disclaimer of I'm not street. I don't come from the street. I ain't hood. I ain't that's not me. So I don't feel like this is fully my place to speak on, just because I'm not from that. So you know what I mean. So people don't really want to hear from me necessarily on topics like these. With that being said, I'm not from that. However, like, I am black, so I do feel like this is like partially a black issue, like large part a black issue. And it's something that I've spoke on pretty much most of my interviews. If I'm interviewing a quote unquote street artist, it's a conversation we have in almost every single interview. You can date back for years and years of my interviews with quote unquote street artists. And it's something I bring up every single time. I think it's just like, okay, you can say it's performative, it's this and that because their albums didn't do as well and they ready to squash beef with Gunna. The thing is with 21, like 21 been on that type of timing of squashing beef and uniting the people within Atlanta that used to be cool for the sake of getting money together. Because at the end of the day, like you said with that Big Bank interview, 21 is pretty much just saying, like, I got into this for money. We in it for money. We made money, and we could be making the most money when we're all together. We're stronger together than separate and apart. And 21 was never the dude to just outright bash Gunna as a rat and this and that. He's just kind of always stood on that since Gunna's been out on the Alfred plea. So those are the two things you have to look at with that. I do think the Big Bank interview, like, I made a whole video on it of like, just like, I felt like it could, you could be more constructive with the platform of like mentioning your label mate on Big Bang, with Troubles DTE Duct Tape Entertainment. I'm sorry for all the listeners. There's so many I'm trying to put together all of these floating thoughts. There's so much going on right now. But Duct Tape Entertainment, that was your label mate, Big Bang, and B Green, and he's currently, the people, his family, and the community. East Lake Meadows, they're fighting for justice for him. He was hit 17 times in the back from an Atlanta police officer. That was in October. This interview is happening a couple months after that. Your voice in an interview like that with millions of views could change so much in terms of the people, what I'm saying, giving them power and their fight for justice and everything. And he didn't do that. So I had an issue with how Big Bang was kind of using the platform and things of that nature. To answer Bobby's question on a side note, what's good advice do you have to stand up to bullies in your life? Understand that bullies are definitely just going through stuff themselves. And a lot of times bullying is a result of, since you're so frustrated with your life and what's going on within yourself and you don't know how to deal with that, you take it out on other people and you project. So bullying isn't necessarily a true reflection of you and how people see you, but more so of how they see themselves. And I think once you understand that, then and you understand it's not personal, but it's more so like just kind of a reflection of the other person that's doing the bullying, then it kind of takes a lot of the pressure off. It's not like, oh, so I'm not a loser. Oh, so I'm not fat. I'm not a lazy piece of thing, whatever people want to call you. I'm not an ugly person that will never be worth anything on this earth. You're like, oh, that person is just like they're dealing with self-acceptance in their own homes because their mother doesn't, their mother never acknowledged them as kids. And I think once you acknowledge that, the root of the issue of where the bullying comes from, it won't mean anything. But
I was gonna say
yeah,
also,
go ahead, Mo.
just don't give it power. When bullying comes from wanting to have a power over you, and when you don't give them that power because you don't care what they're saying, and if it's physical bullying, I will say learn to stick up for yourself. That is something, or get the proper people involved. In the sense, your local gang members. No, I'm joking. But for if it's like at a school or something like that, which I would assume if you're getting bullied, you should be in school. If you're a grown person getting bullied, I don't know what to tell you on that one. But yeah, like let a teacher know, let somebody know if it's physical bullying. But if it's just psychological bullying, don't give it power. And then they will leave you alone because they're just looking to have power over somebody. Because as Rashad said, it's something that they're dealing with internally.
Grown people can get bullied though. It's possible.
Oh, people, there's definitely cowork. You know it too. We all got jobs.
I can't see
definitely be bullying folks.
Physical bullying, bro.
I mean, like the
That's why I said like psychologically,
like,
yeah.
Oh, you're so stupid. You always mess up.
Yeah, so and I get that, and that's why I say you.
Hey, on the right day, that'll get to you. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
like,
no, and I definitely like
messing up.
and that's why I gave the advice of, don't give it power. But I'm saying if you're getting physically bullied as an adult, I don't. It's either you got to call the cops or you got to fight back. Like I said, if buddy's sitting there pushing you around and doing little stuff, that's why I say with physical bullying. If it's psychological bullying, don't give it power.
Gay people and trans people go through physical bullying,
and they need to get the authorities involved.
I agree with that, but it do be a little bit more complicated than that sometimes. So,
okay, tell me the complication.
As far as like, okay, like it's the same thing with like a lot of women say like they don't report when certain things happen because it's like it don't get convicted that often. Like imagine like a gay man calling the police and being like, yo, my coworker called me, the F word of the day. Like okay, even beyond that, like there is situations where like a gay person might get. I don't think it happens so much now, but like there used to be times when like, all right, yeah, shout out to Jussie Smollett, a victim of a hate crime, a real, or yeah, uh, that's a crazy. You caught me off guard with that one. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know where I'm going with this point. I thought I had like a when I started this off, I thought I had like a deeper point to make. I do not. I don't. But shout out to the LGBT community.
Yeah, nah, because that's why I say if physical, if somebody putting their hands on you, then you just because I feel like a lot of times women don't want to, like, yeah, they may not be believed. And then also it is also a feeling of a lot of times the abuser that they're dealing with, they feel empathy for them. So it's like I don't want them their whole life to be ruined. So that's where a lot of women don't do something, because it's like I know something needs to be done and I just hope that this person change. But at the same time, if I really go through with the action that I need to, then this is going to completely mess with their life. And oh, maybe they're already going through enough, blah blah blah. And it's like, nah, what they're doing is wrong. And that eventually leads to enabling them to do more to another woman, which may eventually lead to the worst case possible. And I've seen those like little documentaries. There's one on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it. Like the worst ex, horrible exes or something like that on there, where it was like a lady was being abused by a guy and then they didn't like report it, just let it go and let's just go our separate ways. And then like he moved on to another woman and then same thing happened. And then he eventually moved on to another woman and killed her. And now then it turned into like, wow. And there was like, like I never thought he was capable of doing this, and it's like realistically, if a man is capable of just physically abusing you, like really abusing you, he's capable of killing somebody. I personally feel that way. Because at that point, you just don't care. Your moral compass is completely off. So, but hey, but as I said, yeah, psychologically, definitely, like, I understand. Don't give it power. And then, I do know some people within the LGBT community, they do face psychological bullying, and I think it's horrible. And, I definitely say try to reach out to somebody if you can. If you can't, then just try to ignore it and not give it power, even though I know, or maybe remove yourself from a situation. Like I really don't know exactly what to tell somebody in that moment, especially in that community. But physically, somebody putting their hands on you, call the cops. Call the cops, or
There's nothing wrong with being a snitch. By the way, before I had my technical difficulties, y'all were talking about the
Yes,
whole
I wanted to finish my take on that. I'm sorry,
South
Jelani,
Street. Yeah.
because I was about to forget. I'm about to forget. So I want to say it right now. This is all a doing on our own, and it's because first of all, the man, right, the music executives, they pump and they promote the most violent music, and they reward it, and so they push it out to the kids, and like they're like, this is what's cool. So the kids that don't even come from that, they grow up looking at that's what's cool, and they grow up wanting to be that, and so they chase that type of lifestyle, even though that's not what their financial situation threw them in growing up. That's the issue. That's the first issue. It's the reason why a movie like Boys in the Hood and this and that, people push this is what blackness is selling drugs, violence, the hood, da 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 da. And then you like, dang, that's cool, bro. Because all these rappers is cool, all these actors is cool. Damson Idris is so cool, bro. He grew up at this and that, da, 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 on Snowfall, blah 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 blah. So that's what kids, want to be. Kids want to be what you show them and stuff like that, to be cool. You tell them this is cool. You tell them this is the culture. That's what they want to be. That's the first issue. The second issue here is okay. All right, now You have I don't know if Stockholm syndrome is the correct term for it, but something that you were saved from, you survived from, but you just have an unnatural, what Cat Williams say, an unnatural allegiance to losers. So you just love, no, I'm hugging the block. Ah, mom, we were talking about Cameron just a second ago. Ma, I be hugging the block. That's right. So, anyway, so I love my hood. I can never switch up on my hood, on my gang. I can never do that. You have this thing because they brainwash you to have this unnatural allegiance to like a loser lifestyle. And you can't let go of it. You can't turn from it because if you turn from it, then you're no longer real. So that's the second thing. These folks done brainwashed us so bad that we think that the trauma, the bad stuff, is all the stuff that we need to embrace because it's what we came from and it's who made us who we are. At some point, the cycle has to end, right? With gang violence, right? All gang violence is and wars, quote unquote, is it all started from he unalived someone on my team, so I unalive someone on his team, and it's a never-ending cycle. At some point to end the war, both sides have to put their differences aside, all the losses that both teams took, shake hands and say, we're not gonna do this anymore. That's something that a lot of people don't want to do, but it has to be done to end the violent cycle. Same thing with this. The white executives put music and put money and pump money into the gangster lifestyle and this and that. If 21 Savage is the guy that said the most violent of them all, by the way, a lot of people want to say, oh, a lot of y'all want street anyway. That's why y'all want to leave the streets. Man, 21 Savage probably the craziest of them all. Like, is 21 Savage and Fredo Santana might be the two scariest mainstream looking rappers of my time. They some crazy looking dudes. So it's like when the dude with the knife on his head, bro, come on, bro. Like what are we talking about for real, bro? So I'm saying all of this to say that, bro, somebody has to end the cycle for it to end. And if it's 21 Savage, then so be it. Go ahead, Jelani.
Oh no, I was gonna say that. Yeah, no, like you kind of summed it up perfectly. Like when people, I think like when people say like the streets, like people got to know what the streets. And I'm not a street dude whatsoever. I've never been a street dude. Like I grew up in like a normal like regular lower middle class neighborhood. Like there's just people going to work and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But just like when people talk about the streets though, like what it is, like it's poor people living in. There's streets worldwide. Like you got like you go to like Brazil or any country, there's it's just poor people. That's what in essence, like it's poor people in like neglected communities. A lot of it is like, or specifically in America with black people, is like a lot of it is like strategic as far as, I mean, you can look up like environmental racism. You can look up, like we've seen it now with like the AI data centers. Like it's poorly neglected areas. A lot of times, like we saw with Ronald Reagan, especially, like they put drugs in these communities, and if you got a bunch of poor people living in a certain neighborhood, like eventually you're gonna have people who are like, all right, well, I'm gonna try to take from the other people or these drugs that have just magically landed up here because it's been said a bunch of times, like poor people don't have planes. Like it's not a, what I'm saying, like how is this cocaine getting over here and all, like it just, or just drugs in general, like how are all this stuff, how are these poor kids living, like there's kids in Atlanta that live in terrible neighborhoods that have guns that cost like $500-$600 if you try to buy them legally. Like how are these kids getting these guns? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying that to say is that like when people talk about what the streets is, like it's almost like they talk about it like it's like a badge of honor to be in the streets, or like it's like nobody wants to be there, or most people who live in the streets don't want to be there. They don't want to live in that environment. They don't want to, so my only issue with the whole thing, as far as like the whole, F the streets movement, is that like you probably have like, especially with the Thug and Lucci thing, like you had a bunch of people on both sides who crashed out and threw their life away over that. and they can't just be like F the streets. Like a lot of these people are in jail or been shot or stabbed, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's easy for these rappers who are living in mansions and driving Lamborghinis to be like, yo, we done with the streets, bro. That's a wrap. Like, we're not doing that no more. But you know, your cousin that still lives in your same neighborhood can't really just be like, you know, F the streets. Like, he still lives in that environment.
No, I agree, but I think a lot of these dudes who are in the streets do look up to these rappers. So them starting this movement can initiate a change. Cause as Rashad said, 21 Savage being somebody who's really from Atlanta, really from the life that a lot of these people, it's like this stuff, it's not cool, bro. You know, it was like, what are we really doing all this for? You know, a lot of people were upset with Thug and Lucci for becoming cool. It's like, man, think about people who died, you know, on both sides, and y'all gonna be cool now? And it's like, yeah, what more is there for us to do at this point? We went to jail over this. We done lost so many people over this. It's what more is there for except for us to die? And if that's the end result, then I don't know. Then maybe we should rethink what's the point? And I completely agree with you where it ain't somewhere you could just be like, you know what, how I'm living on my day to day, I'm done. Because realistically, it ain't gonna happen like that. But at the same time, it can inspire people before you go pick up that stick to. And because the thing is, a lot of this stuff, you know, I got a homeboy who is from like an area where it was pretty hood. And so when he was coming up, there was particular beefs that were going down. But now a lot of those people have grown up, either they're dead in jail or it's just they older now, you know? So like people in their 30s, so the same beef ain't the same no more. The younger dudes who out here beefing, they got whole new beefs now. Whatever they were beefing about 10, 15 years ago, they're not even beefing about that no more. They got whole new beefs about completely different situations. And a lot of it be because that one person decided, I'm finna take it to another level. Maybe they got into a fight. And then if one person felt like, I didn't like how this fight ended. So now I'm finna come back and we finna take it to this level. And that's where he tells me about the beef that went on during, like when he was coming up. It was really this one dude who just kind of took it to another level. It was one guy in particular that just started. He got tired of people messing with him, so he was like, you know what, I'm finna up it. And then he started upping it. He started spinning the block a lot, and it just turned into a whole war. But that's what I'm saying. If you could start putting in the mind like, yo, this ain't cool, a lot of things would have been different. Like just from what he personally told me through his experiences. And because through this, he got shot. You know, so it's realistically, if you don't have that one person that's like, I'm finna take it to that next level, then a lot of this stuff can be calmed down. Because it used to be when you're growing up, you know, you get into a fight, man. It is what it is. You know, you just let it rock. You know, that's how it was when I was growing up, at least, you know?
And who was one of the main people to change that? I pull up, roll the window down, and that song changed a lot.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I definitely will say 21, because 21 was on that time, you know, like coming up, that was what he was on, you know? But, you know, also he was a person who was coming from trauma, because as you listen to, as when he first came in, I remember one of his early Breakfast Club interviews, him talking about all the people that he's lost. And you know, and I remember Charlamagne was just like, bruh, do you go to therapy? Like you need therapy. And he was like, man, some nights I can't sleep. Sometimes, you know, this, that, and the other. But I just, I just fight through it. And but it's like when you coming from that, that's the life that you're gonna perpetuate that in your music. And now he's at a point where it's like, I don't want to do this no more, you know?
But his latest album is still
Yeah.
so the content got to match 21, which 21 knows. He knows that. Shouts out to Lil Tony. Lil Tony is probably one of the rap MVPs, to be honest, of 2025. Because that Joker, he said years ago, okay, I made this type of music. This type of music made me rich and famous. I got the young kids by a stronghold, but I also reading this Bible with my granny and Bible study, and I know what I'm doing is wrong. So I say, "What you gonna do about that?" He said, "Nobody don't want to listen to no rap like that." I played him some Christian hip hop. He still wasn't feeling it. He said, "Oh, that's whack. I made real music." Da, 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 da. Years later, 2025, he finally, I can't leave my Bible, man. Can't leave my blade. And I'm like, oh, this hard. It's like you still got some steps to go. But
Right.
this is a huge jump from the crash out music that you was making a couple years ago. Go ahead, Mom.
No, facts. And I definitely feel with 21, his last album is not no Lil Tony, but I definitely feel in a lot of it, he is just talking about I don't think it's nearly as bad as when he first came out. Like nowhere near, And I think especially he has a lot more songs that's just very reflective, very man, the stuff that I went through, this is the stuff that the pain that I feel from betrayal. I'm feeling pain from losing people, all the different stuff. So I definitely feel it's not all the way there where, he still is somewhat perpetuating it, but at the same time, I think he is definitely heading towards a better direction of I'm not fully saying, hey, get out there, you go get your stick. And so, but I do agree, he got to lead a little bit better with example by music. But as I said, I think this is a good first step. I think, as I said, just hearing stories and when this yeah. But yeah, man, so a lot of people, as I said, I get it. You can't just change what you got going on the day to day because sometimes it's real. Like you can't just up and move, and then whatever going on in your hood, man, it's what's really going down. And but at the same time, I think a lot of this stuff, if he can change that one person, if him saying F the streets can change that one person who would change the projection, like, and the outcome of a lot of people's lives by making one decision, it could really help that. And that's where I get out with it. Cause I said it's a lot of the stuff, man, it really just the kids, they don't care. They ready to, as they say, they ready to Swiss cheese something. So
No, 100%. And I don't want G Herbo, Thug, or any of these guys to be discouraged from the criticism they're getting for saying F the streets and everything like that. Because, as you guys have seen, so many people are like, no, that's whack, that's this and that. Don't be discouraged and fold now. Stand on what you said. You said that, stand on it. And because that's the only way to bring about real change. It ain't gonna be no real change if y'all fold and go back to, yeah, you right. We back on that. Spin, 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 spin again. like, by the way, bro, like it'd be so easy to get a hit, bro. Like, if you just said whatever, like I could literally do that. Like that's a hit right there, bro.
No, facts. But I would say, luckily, the people who are saying this, they're so they gonna stand on what they feel. They don't really care about perception. None of those people
at this point.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like I don't care about what none of y'all got to say. None of y'all can really change nothing for me. So, but
and none of them as big as them,
right? And then also I will say, like Blueface, I saw Blueface. I'm like, Blueface is just like he's thrown off. He's institutionalized, all that. You feel me? Just to keep it a buck. So what he got to say, I'm like, whatever. And then maybe,
Blueface straight from the CIA.
yeah, no, for real. They couldn't have cooked it up better. But I think, you know, like a person like Fabio and stuff it's like I get it. And I think they're definitely probably it's a lot of stuff going down in their hood. And that's why I think about how do you feel what is that? What, K Flock? How you think K Flock feel
Yeah,
about this right now? You know? Do you think it
man.
in his mind it's like, man, this, you know, I still ride for this. You feel me? No matter what. Facing 30 years to life, you know? So I don't know. If hey, everybody feel how they feel about it. You know, some people they're not gonna change, but as I said, I think it is a good movement to have. And it was just crazy that so many people are like, nah, y'all trying to turn y'all back on where y'all came from. And it's like, nah, these people are still gonna get back to their community. This is them trying to help their community, you know?
And they not even saying F the hood.
Right.
I would get it if you said F the hood. Cause that's a whole nother thing. That's how some of these people are taking it. They taking it personal, like, oh, so you just saying forget G Block, forget da da da. He ain't saying that. He said the streets. We all know people from the hood that's not street dudes. And we all know, you know what I mean? Street
Right.
dudes is not from the hood. So it's like,
Right.
so it's a difference. And if anybody know the difference, is them. They being intentionally obsolete to discredit this point for this CIA whitewash down message. Boosie saying it is the craziest because he too old to even be on that type of, you know what I'm saying? Boosie, Jim Jones be on that type of timing when they be talking about stuff like that. Like, y'all too old for this, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you can't be brainwashed your whole life, dog. Like, come on.
Nah,
Come on.
facts. I feel that's why they let Boosie out.
You might
Like he, huh?
so you might have uncovered a conspiracy right there.
Cause Boosie do more damage to the black community out than he do while he's in.
Facts.
Blueface and Krishan, bro. Like, Blueface is nothing but like a bunch of like, he ain't nothing but a bunch of trouble, bro. Like, he come out, it's just a bunch of noise, dog. Like, when he was gone, it was so peaceful in pop culture. Like, we was talking about the news, like we was talking about the Carmelo Anthony situation in Texas with him and the other. You know, we talking about real life stuff. We ain't talking about no, oh, you heard Krishan said this about Blue Man. Boy, that was so smooth and peaceful. And then he come back out and it's just nothing but chaos again. I'm like, I learned to like ignore it more, but it's still like so loud that you still see it. Like, you see the fact he promoting the stream with Kiki Palmer. I'm like, bro, you can't get away from that, man. But yeah, man. What I want to say with this, with that whole situation of the CIA. Yeah, bro, it's definitely CIA like kind of powered and everything like that because people just trying to do better, bro. And for you to be like, nah, I don't want to do better for myself. I don't want to do better for the black community. It's crazy.
Right. Hey man, you know, so if we're on the topic of streams, you know, so Jelani, have you seen the whole thing with Tyler and Jordan?
Yeah, I've been like loosely keeping up with it. I've been seeing the story kind of unfold day by day. I haven't watched like the actual videos of either one of them talking, but yeah, I know like the gist of what's going on.
So the only thing I wanted to bring up about it, because I don't want to get too deep in, you know, he said, she said, you know, but I just want to talk about the video she made today. Rashad, did you see the video she made today?
Nah, after a while, bro, I was just like, hey man, like she really needs to, because she the main one that's going back and forth with all the internet comments and like critiques and skeptics. And I'm like, bro, you're not gonna learn and you're not gonna stop as long as people keep giving it attention. So like, I don't know, man. I just wish the best for her. I also want to say this, like, her sister to be a victim of it, like to a fatal situation of something in this realm, uh, is very sticky. I can only imagine like the mental like gymnastics it has her doing, and like it might have thrown her brain chemistry off a little bit. Like it's so, like you said, it's so multi-layered. So I mean, I did, but I'm not gonna lie, I did see the caption though, where she said, she don't like black guys, and I do think it's interesting that she went from like I don't even like anybody, I don't like guys or women, to like I don't like black. Like you keep switching that. Like why do you keep switching that story? I don't like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That
However,
was
but like I say, you know, I do want to make sure my stance is clear with this because it's a touchy subject. Um, you know, I do you know, I'm saying I do support women, everything like that. Um, and stories are meant to. I don't think we should immediately as men just take the, well, I don't know. I don't know about this when we first hear stories. This is beyond Jordan. This is just like any woman in general. And then I want to say that, and then the third thing I want to say is prayers up to Jordan for like dealing with what she has to go through mentally and emotionally, you know, processing the loss of her sister, you know, through a DV situation. You know what I'm saying? Because that was very graphic and very just, you know, tragic situation. So I do want to say those three things.
no, and I completely agree. That's why I said I don't really want to talk about the actual case, the actual thing. It's just my thing is with dealing with it, don't go on like you going online and being like, because it wasn't even just like, you know, if you see the video, it's really crazy. She's like, so like, if y'all know me, so like I don't even deal with broke guys like this. Like I wouldn't even deal with no guy like this. Like so like I'm gonna be real. I don't even like niggas. I like white men. Like I'm gonna be real. I like white men. Yeah, I said it and I'm gonna stand on it. And it was just like, she's like, I don't even like you niggas. And it was just like, what? Like what? like, bro, what going on here? And yeah, and then you said you never know what somebody may be dealing with, like mentally, that could be throwing them off. But it was just really, I'm like, fam, as I said, I'm not picking a side. That's not for me to say publicly what going on, all that stuff. But when I saw that though, I was just like, bro, this is crazy. I I don't know. This is a little throw. Cause as you said, you went from being asexual to now you bashing black men. It's just like I guess I feel you, you know,
And
but
what this come down to, Mo? What this come back to? Poor tool management. Sharon Moore, poor tool management. Tylil got a girl at home. Tylil got a girl at the party. I think she might have even been at the party, right? And they go off into the, you know, and then she yell at him and everything like that. Tylil, you not even thinking. All you thinking is you see two things right here in front of you and two things behind. That's all you see. And you thinking with the wrong head. Poor tool management. You make an impulsive decision based off of looks, and now look at you.
no, facts, bro.
Regardless if it's true or not, this is stain on you forever. Because it say it comes out it's not true and you innocent. If this girl keep going the way that she going, she just gonna look more out there, more out there, more out there. And they're gonna be like, dang, you dealt with that? Like, what is you won't even. And then Tylil, there's no way Tylil can spin that. Oh yeah, where he posted the picture of his girl on story talking about, oh, these women is evil. Tylil, you look dumber and dumber by the day. As that's the part that people not talking about. People talking about, oh, she look crazy. She looking crazy. Tylil, you look crazy for even dealing with that. Because you weren't even thinking. You thinking with the wrong poor tool management.
No, facts. Go ahead, Joe.
I don't know. I'm not gonna like solely. I don't know. I feel like we might be putting like I get it. It's just hard for me to like really guilt somebody. Like let's say hypothetically, I don't know the details. Like let's say that hypothetically, like he also accused of whatever. Um, I can't like I don't know. I guess I just when you like you young and you get it ain't even about being young, bro. It's just like sometimes you just see a woman that you find attractive and you know what I'm saying? Like you catch a vibe, like something happens, like it pops off. Like uh I don't think it's fair to compare his situation to like of him like allegedly, having consensual relations with a girl and then she regrets it and then accuse you of, falsely accuse you of something versus breaking into a woman's house that you were having an affair with, threatening to kill yourself with a butter knife. Like I just feel like it's a little bit. I feel
So
like
if
she
you
more
Kai
way
Cenat
more
best
blame
friend,
what happened with Tyloo.
Jelani, if you Kai Cenat best friend, Kai got McDonald's deal, Nike deal. What else? What else he got? Crocs deal. What else? NBA, NFL. That's Kai Cenat. That's your best friend right next to you. You know anything you do, in a headline is gonna say Kai Cenat best friend Talib. Kai Cenat best friend Talib. You gonna move like that with a stranger in the heat of the moment just because I got money, I'm young and turnt, and I'm feeling the vibe?
Yeah,
That's
because
poor tool management.
I, but it's not like she's like a random groupie though. Like, I wasn't like super familiar with her, but isn't she a stranger too? I mean, streamer too.
Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
musical artist. Like she was like a she like big and she's a Guyanese, so I don't know what country that is. But
Yeah, so it's not like some random girl he just met like on some tour or something like that. Like he not knowing that this girl is going to accuse him of, like, you don't know that that's going to happen if the situation is consensual. Like I don't think he was being like super. Obviously, like in hindsight, you could say that, but like I don't think he was moving for him to be a young millionaire. I don't think he was moving that reckless. But
Yeah, because it's as you said, Jordan's not a random. She's inside the circle of streamers. Like she's been featured in a lot of people's streams. She was on In Too Deep, so we never really seen her and Ty Lil together like that. But she's not a random. But but I definitely agree. Poor tool management because just this for me, I will for sure say as a person who has cheated in the past, I for sure will second guess cheating in the future because of this. Like particularly like the Sharon Moore, like that was just a crash out. But and I was already on that wave of, being more faithful and like respect your relationship, all that stuff. But this was like the nail in the coffin for me because a woman because you never know how somebody may feel about it because maybe she genuinely probably didn't know he had a girl, but now it feels like, oh, and even when I don't know, like easily she could have felt you used me, you know it's like this wasn't, I thought we were actually catching a vibe here, but you used me just for a sec because you got a girl you finna go home to anyway, and to be honest, as I said, as somebody who cheated in the past, I know there are plenty of girls that if they knew I had a girl in that moment, that's exactly how they would have felt. They didn't like none of the girls that I messed with, they didn't know I had a relationship. So they felt like there was promise with what we're doing. There's promise in us linking and us kicking it. But then when you figure out that that person has a girl, then it's like, oh, there was never no real promise. I'm just being used. And I think that is partially where this seemed like a tipping point for her, where because if in her initial rant, she's like, I'm just so tired of, like essentially saying being used. And so, but that's why I say it's just stuff like that, and you never know how somebody may twist it in the end. But yeah, definitely, if you just stay faithful, you won't have these situations. But at the same time, you never know, because
or find yourself in intimate situations with people who you still don't even fully know.
I
Tyler
mean,
obviously ain't know this girl.
yeah, but at
He
the
knew
same,
of her, but you ain't know her. Go ahead, Mo.
but I'll say from the way she comes off is not how she's been acting these last week or so. The way I've seen a lot of streams with her, as I said, like seeing her on In Too Deep, she was on there a lot. I've seen her on like DDG streams. I've seen her like a few different times. And the way that she presents herself, if you look at all of her posts, it's like, I lead with light, I lead with love. My moral compass is just, so right, this, that, and the other. So she seemed like I'm just such a good vibe. That's all I love to spread. And as he said, like in the video, from his perspective, it was like she started getting aggressive. And now, like seeing her recent videos, as I said, I don't know. I'm not really trying to speculate on who's right and who's wrong, but I definitely can see that aggressive side more now. Because when he said she'll get aggressive, I was like, Jordan don't seem like that. She always just seems super chill, super cool,
That's what I'm
And
saying. He didn't know her.
don't
We
know-
don't know her.
but that's the thing. You don't know somebody until you're in some of these situations. That's the realization. Not any of those people who done streams with her probably didn't know this side of her. If they knew this side of her, they would have been doing those streams with her.
But I'm saying, okay, if you think y'all was talking for 4 months, going on dates for 2-3 months, a month before anything happened, 2-3 months before anything happened physically, do you think folks would have seen some of them red flags kicking it with someone that long before being intimate? That's what I'm saying.
Possibly. As I said, some people are great actors. Some people, you don't know who a person really is, and they're able to come off a certain way until a certain moment happens. Because I'll definitely say I've dated some girls who initially, like for the first couple months, I thought they were one way, and then over time you start seeing a different side of them, and it's just like, oh, okay, I know you was like this, I didn't know, especially, yeah, sometimes you just never know, but I feel you though, like, sometimes you gotta, before really, I will say I agree with you for the point of what Illuminati said. I don't know if you saw what he was saying, but he was talking about how you're really giving your energy to these different women who are all within the industry, and you don't. It's just like they're getting passed. I don't know if she's getting passed around. I don't know in that particular case.
No,
But-
yeah, I saw what Soul said. Essentially what he was saying, what you kind of saying is it's the same folks, bro. Like we see, like, because you said not literally, but they're in the same circle, so it's like you're kind of just with love and relationships, you're always proximity, like who you work with, who you work around, everything like that. That's who you end up dating, who you end up being with. So like we see Lola a lot, we see Samaya and Aspen a lot, we see Connie and Senna. Like we see the same 6 India Love, like we see the same 6-7 girls in the streamer space. Extra Emily, we see them like in different variations of them in different collaborations with the major people in the streaming side of things, on this side of streaming that Black people are on. So it's like, yeah, when you deal with one of those that we see all the time, like you're opening yourself to a whole nother thing. It's just missing business and pleasure.
No, facts. No, that's definitely a fact. But I ain't gonna lie. Jordan's a very attractive girl, so I think there's a lot of guys who would have took that risk.
That's all I was trying to say. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I can't put, but I do. I would say it is not to look down on no other man, because like I'm extremely flawed. I guess you could say it is poor management, just as far as like being just knowing you got that much attention on you and cheating on your girl, like you got to be a little bit more discreet about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you, it got to be a more thought out plan. Like if you, it's different doing something like that when you single versus when you got a girl. You know?
If it's like what Mo was saying earlier, what it seems like, what is a very, very good possibility, none of this would have happened if Tyler was single.
Right.
Because
Because
from like go ahead, Mo. I'll let you
I was
go.
gonna say, just especially from the text messages that he has showed, I think that was one of the things that she kind of kept saying, you know, you did your girl wrong, you know? And this is like your moral compass is, you know, you got to deal with that because what you doing is wrong. And it that's where I think and that's why I should like an apology. Cause as I said, she really, it probably like made her just feel used. You like you as a woman, you're gonna feel used if you thinking like you're developing something with somebody, the person is cool, and then it's like clearly this is only for sex.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
man Talil said, it's not a one night. She said, why not? He said, not if we keep talking after this. And what that man do? He ain't respond to none of them texts. I said,
right.
oh my goodness, bro. Like you literally just did what she said you were. And I don't know if y'all know, but Talil, he been like being outed as like cheating on his girl before this. So it was like it's been multiple situations where he like asked for forgiveness and his girl took him back. And like, yeah. So this is just the latest case of that. Which I guess brings us to Young Thug proposing to Mariah. Nah, I don't want to do that. That's messy.
Hey, hey, man. Like I said, love always wins, bro. Love always.
Love always wins. That was my shade room transition. The shade
So I
room.
was gonna say it was a smooth transition right there.
Yeah. That is literally a shade room. Tasha K.
You need the
Wendy
you need the,
Williams.
I was just gonna say you need that Wendy Williams. That ooh,
Oh,
you
yeah.
need that.
Yeah, that might be the like the cattiest like transition ever done on this podcast. Like, speaking of not being loyal to your girl, and then
No, facts. Man, Mariah's so fine, bro. She just is. I'm not gonna hold you. She is crazy fine. So hey, I do not blame Thug for being like, I gotta lock this one in.
Yeah, no, I'm not mad at it at all. It's I don't know. It's you know, I guess they're like the new. Are they gonna be like the Jay-Z and Beyonce of Atlanta now?
Hey man, it's looking like it.
Wait, hold on. Would they're competing? They're competing
T.I.
with
T.I. and
21
Tiny.
Savage and Lotto for the title.
Oh, actually, nah. 21 and Lotto for sure. The Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'll give them that.
I don't know because they still haven't been public.
Wait, you said
I
what?
mean, think about for the first couple years, J and B wasn't public.
I feel like they low key did go public kind of early on though, like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
So
They
y'all-
never they
y'all
kind of
have-
like didn't acknowledge it for a second, but they was doing like songs and videos together.
So we really just ignoring T.I. and Tiny, like that's over with.
I mean,
You talking about the King of the South and like a member of Escape.
yeah, but
I mean, they both legends for sure. They passed that. I guess they passed the throne down to as far as like the top. I don't. Atlanta's had some. I mean, like before our time. I mean, you had like Andre Rison and Left Eye or whatever, but like they weren't. I don't think either one of them was originally from Atlanta. Yeah, this is
Sierra
like
and Future was the one.
Oh, Sierra and Future was supposed to be. They really was supposed to be like the Jay-Z and Beyonce of Atlanta. That's a fact. Yeah, they were. It was short lived, but they had Tumblr on Smash. Like you definitely see them people posting the pictures of the like Sierra and Future together back then when they were together. Who? Nicki and Meek. That was an error. They had that was yeah, that definitely was an error. Nicki.
What about Nicki and Nas? Did Nicki and Nas ever date?
Nah, I don't
They,
think so.
no, they did. They did briefly. It was for like
Yeah.
a brief.
YG and Kalani. I guess that's like a West Coast like legendary couple.
Do you remember? You remember Dej Loaf and Lil Durk when that was the thing?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
Def Jam
because,
said so.
you know, Dej Loaf was going to my church.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, she was going to Word of Faith.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And I guess like I don't know if she ever was actually gay or like if we just assumed she was gay.
I think we just. I'm gonna keep it a buck because I've never seen her with a woman.
Okay, yeah. So shout out to Dej Loaf, man.
She's
It
had
might
plenty,
be.
she's had plenty of public male relationships.
Rico Reckless and Summer Walker was a crazy. I do want to acknowledge Dan's questions in a second, but like that was a, the fact that Rico Reckless pulled Summer Walker is like, and I'm saying this as a not to hate on him at all. I'm actually like compliment him. Like that's, I can't do anything but respect it.
Summer Walker's never had a Atlanta public relationship, right?
She was with the, I don't know what, she was with Larry,
Yeah,
right?
she was with London.
Oh, okay. Shout out. We got London on the. Shout out to producers. My bad. That's my fault. Oh, they were together for a minute too, weren't they?
Yeah, and then she made a whole song. I mean, she made a whole album about him, and then had him produce it.
Yeah, I was listening to her song with Gambino like this week. Gambino's verse on that was very underrated. Great verse. They make some good music together. I don't know if Atlanta is like just outright. Yeah, Summer Walker's Atlanta. Like when you think of Atlanta, like I think of Mariah before I even think of Summer Walker. And Summer Walker's been out way longer, but I guess it's because of Young Thug.
Oh no, I can't. I definitely think of Summer Walker. Summer Walker she's like one of the few like that type of R&B. She's like the only one that like I actually kind of vibe with a little bit.
Yeah, Summer. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Summer is a better artist than Mariah. Mariah gets more attention right now because of Young Thug, but excuse me. But yeah, Summer's music is on another level. I'm not gonna lie.
I hear what y'all saying, but I'm like specifically thinking of Atlanta. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Summer still around Atlanta.
So when you think of Atlanta R&B, like the first person you think of is Summer Walker.
Yeah.
Well, if we talk all
you don't
time, I think of
like
Monica.
Jacquees? Like I mean, like right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I probably think of like Jacquees and Mariah first.
No, Jacquees never was a thought.
I think of Summer Walker first, personally. Summer Walker's a pretty big
repping
artist.
Atlanta.
Yeah, Jacquees. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, yeah, Jacquees doesn't come up when I think of Atlanta. That's just me personally. I'll think of Black before I think of that. Just
shout out to Black.
Yeah. But realistically, yeah, I will think of, if you said who runs R&B in Atlanta, my first thought is gonna be Summer Walker.
Is it crazy that like people don't like even? Because would y'all consider Gambino like an R&B artist?
Man, so like, he can't be hip hop royalty and R&B, bro.
Well, all I'm saying is like if you made Redbone and Awaken My Love,
it's like this what we'll try to tell you, bro. He is just an artist. Like, let that boy just be an artist, bro.
But he is a rap legend for sure.
Wait, well, before we get into the Gambino debate, because I already know where this is going. Just to answer your question, Dan, really quickly. I don't want to put this debate on who's y'all best female.
Ariana Grande. I'm joking.
I would say Whitney Houston overall. Like, just, I mean, they're both great, but like Whitney Houston was just, she was a one of one. Like,
Whitney Houston is the voice.
Yeah, literally.
I feel like it's more of a Whitney Houston is 1A, and then no. Whitney Houston.
T.I.'s Atlanta's Jay-Z. T.I. or Future, if we be in probably Future.
Yo, what's good, yo? But what's her name? Okay, lost my thought. Okay, Whitney Houston is 1A and Mariah Carey is 1B. I think they're both up there, but I would put Whitney just right above them.
I'll go Whitney. So you have Ariana Grande number 2?
Are we talking all time?
I'm talking like voice. Like I ain't talking about music. I'm talking about voice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All time.
Oh yeah. Because I'm not like we not about to play Ariana Grande just because Ariana Grande is young and she Hispanic. Like she one of them ones vocally, bro.
She definitely is. I don't know if I would have to really do more research into it before I put her number 2 all time.
You close your eyes, sometimes you think you're listening to Mariah Carey when you listen to Ariana Grande.
If Ariana Grande trying to sound like Mariah Carey.
I'm 100%. I'm being 100% honest right now. I don't think people gonna give that to Ariana Grande because she came from Nickelodeon and she's Hispanic.
No, I think she is very talented. I've actually had this debate with people before. So yeah, I think she's definitely up there. But for me to just flat out say she is number 2 all time as far as vocalist, I that would be tough for me to just flat out and say. So I don't know. I will have to. That would be something that I'll really have to do some research on. Because Whitney and Mariah, I can comfortably say that just because I know their repertoire. But for me, just to say Ariana off top is number 2 all time, that's a lot. But she definitely top 5 for sure. Top 5.
Gambino is Atlanta's Tyler Creator.
Okay.
I don't know if you could really. It's hard to compare Gambino to anybody just because Atlanta. The thing about that, I feel like that really separated him. Like he doesn't really. He'll go on to do more stuff in his career, but like the fact that he, like Redbone being as big of a song as it became, and then Atlanta coming out around that same time as that song, like that's what kind of etched him. Like I feel like in the pop culture history around that time. Oh yeah, Aretha Franklin has to be. Yeah, she might be. Yeah, you're right, Freddie Mercury. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, bro. We can't just go out and just say Ariana off top. That's what I'm saying. I'll have to really like.
I got Ariana over Aretha Franklin.
You are out of yo. Yo. Oh,
you close your eyes and listen to Ariana Grande, bro.
Come on, come on, bro.
Close your eyes and listen to Ariana Grande
over Aretha Franklin, bro.
I'm so serious,
bro.
If you have Whitney over Aretha Franklin, Mariah Carey over Aretha Franklin, listen to Ariana Grande, listen to Mariah Carey, and see how different them jokers sound. Just how big the gap is between them two. And if you know about it.
Nah, cause I will say because of the runs, I think like the range of where Ariana can go is very comparable. But then when I think about some of Mariah, like some of the runs that she has on some of these songs, that's where I think and some of the runs that Whitney has gone through. You know, I think realistically both of those, that's where they separate themselves. Ariana, she has some great voice. Her runs, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I haven't personally heard a run from Ariana that I was just like, yo, she just went next level, you know? So as I said, vocally though, her range is crazy. She can literally do almost anything. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna just straight put her over Aretha though, man. You know, but Ariana's up there.
I love that we're having this discussion with Mariah, the scientist, in the.
That's kind of ironic. The thing about it is that's like a lot of it comes down to because it's like it's certain things that is you got certain people like they might be able to technically sing, but it's like they might not have the level of soulfulness in it to where it's like it's certain like I'll give you a perfect example, like Keith Sweat, for example. Like Keith Sweat can't really sing technically, like, but you feel Keith Sweat. Like it works for like what he does works. I feel like it's certain singers like that where it's like, okay, they might not be like the most technically perfect singer as far as hit every note, but it's like there's a level of soulfulness into it to where it don't really matter. Like low key, bro. Like R. Kelly is a good singer, obviously he can sing, but like if you, I feel like I said Lord Voldemort's name just now, just casually bringing up R. Kelly. But if you like compare him to other singers from around that time, a lot of people sang better than R. Kelly, but it's like it was a certain level of
who sang better than R. Kelly
in the 90s.
Yeah,
it was a good amount of people that sang. I mean, you could say like, okay, so are we just talking like solo?
Yeah, I mean, just anybody who can sing better than R. Kelly.
Usher, Tyrese, I think probably sings better than R. Kelly. I'm not make better songs, but like just straight up sing better.
Man, I don't know. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know about that one.
You don't think so?
Personally, I don't know about that one.
Now, if we just talk, I know he's a sicko, but if we just talk about making songs, he has a case for. He can never be like number 1 or 2 because you got Michael Jackson and Stevie, but like he could be right behind him.
I think for me that separates is seeing there was this one performance that he did where he was at like the mall or something like that, and he was
picking up teenage girls.
Nah, it was a bunch of grown women there. But
he switched it up for this time.
Yeah, and he was sitting there and he was performing, and I don't know if it was a mall or what, but it seemed like a mall, and they had like a little background, whatever. It's like a meet and greet or whatever, and he was singing, and seeing him sing the song live, and it literally sound no different than how it sounded on the recording. And I've seen so many clips of him doing that, where when he was singing, it sounded exactly like the recording, and he'll just be in his, like, he'll be in a car, and just be singing. So Montel Jordan, Montel is up there.
I want a cookie.
If we just talking vocally, see, like that's the thing. R. Kelly, low key, a big part of it too was like R. Kelly. It's hard to explain. Like this is the thing about our childhood. Like it's going to be hard to explain that. Like at one point, like people like Diddy and R. Kelly were actually cool. Like R. Kelly, if you go look at like the "Feeling on Your Booty" video, like R. Kelly wearing a throwback jersey with like the sleeve was like with the do-rag was like a cool thing at the time. Like it's hard to explain. I'm saying that to say that a big part of what helped like him become as big of a star as he did, even though he wrote amazing songs, was like the image and like him kind of like R&B singers wasn't really wearing throwback jerseys and stuff like that before R. Kelly and stuff like that. But I'm trying to think who else I think from that time that was like vocally like Mint Condition, like their lead singer Stokely, like he was just a straight up better singer than R. Kelly. But I don't want this to turn into like an R. Kelly praise podcast. This low key is shout out to, damn, that's a crazy, as a Jay-Z fan, I kind of don't acknowledge that this happened. Like Jay-Z is my favorite rapper. I'm never gonna listen to those albums. I feel like that's low key like a stand on his legacy that he has 2 albums with R. Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think nobody really go back to listen to those for real.
But even around that time, I don't remember those songs getting played on the radio, like any of the singles that he did from the album. At least that
Ruben is good. That boy Ruben be singing. I ain't gonna hold you.
Nah, Ruben be singing.
I was gonna say Genuine, but I was thinking about that. Like, I don't know if that's like a neck and neck one for me, I feel like.
But I'll definitely say I feel the greatest vocalist, in my opinion, though, just to keep it a buck, is Stevie Wonder. I think when I listen to him,
shout out to Stevie.
Yeah, just what he was able to do with his voice in a lot of those different songs, it's I think to me, it really puts me in awe when I listen to music sometimes. Cause especially when he gets in that like that deep when he gets in that deep,
Just enough.
yeah,
Just enough.
yeah, like when he gets into that bag and then and then go back up and it's just bruh, he's just genius. So he's my personal favorite like male vocalist. He's honestly like in my top 5 artists all time. Really top 3. I love it.
Top two.
Yeah.
It's him and Mike and everybody.
I was gonna
else.
say you would have to say it's low key like a LeBron and Jordan type situation.
Yeah, it's him and Mike and everybody else.
No,
Oh, Prince might be like Kareem.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna lie though, Mike. I got Mike over Stevie just because it's like Stevie still making music. Like he was on Corday's album and stuff like that. Excuse me, sorry. It don't really be making no noise for real. You know what I'm saying? Like the music now.
Yo,
Mike
come on,
had
we
hits
not.
for 45 years, bro.
Yo, we not doing that, bro. That's crazy.
When was Stevie's last hit?
Bro, can you say that sentence one more time? I want you to hear how crazy that sounds to say that.
That Stevie was on Corday's album?
No, you saying when was Stevie Wonder's last hit, bro?
When was Stevie's last hit?
It's Stevie Wonder. Like I'm saying, I'm
talking about the range of hits. Michael Jackson's first hit, he was what, 11 years old, 8 years old, 7 years old.
Stevie Wonder was like 12 years old when his first album came out.
First hit.
Yeah,
Michael Jackson's last hit was his last album while he was living, and then he had another hit after he died.
Okay,
right.
this
I
is
mean,
my thing.
Stevie's not doing like full on records. He'll drop some here and there. He'll do a feature, but he's not doing full blown records.
I'm talking about hits though, but hits gotta matter though. If we talking the greatest artist of all time, hits
so
gotta matter.
His first number one hit was in 1963 when he was 13.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Stevie?
Yes,
he like a big part of it was the novelty that he was a blind kid.
First,
even though the songs were great, like
it was a song called Fingertips.
All right, bro. Raise your hand if you ever heard the song Fingertips. Exactly.
Okay. This is my thing though.
I mean, you asked him when his first hit was, bro.
No, I'm hearing you. Go ahead, Jelani.
My thing is that like there's a lot of reasons if you want to put Mike over Stevie. There's a lot of reasons, but like to say that like Stevie Wonder still had a crazy range of as far as I don't think like the only thing. Okay, Stevie Wonder's reign might have stopped in after the 80s. Michael Jackson kept going to the 90s, so like you can give him that, but like
2001.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like to the end of what Stevie Wonder did in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and then you compare what Mike did in the in that same time frame, like it's still, bro, it's still neck and neck. Like even if Stevie ain't had a hit in a long time, he did enough that it's neck and neck.
That way, Mike.
Yeah, it is.
Come on, like
all I'm saying is this. All I'm saying, bro. This all I'm saying. When you get to the talk of the greatest, right? You start nitpicking on stuff. Stevie, yeah, it don't matter. Stevie ain't had a hit since the 80s. He's still Stevie Wonder. That makes sense for 98% of the industry. But Michael Jackson, someone who had hits from 5 years old to 50 years old when he died, 45 years of hits, it matters. The window matters of hits. Michael Jackson was making hits to his very last album. Michael Jackson died and still was making hits. That's different.
Wait, what hit did he have after he passed away?
You could say This Is It, and you could say the Justin Timberlake song if you don't want to say This Is It.
The Justin Timberlake song was a great song. I love that song, but
they was playing that they was playing that everywhere. I'm
not going. This is my thing, bro. Like I get what you're saying, but it's like Yo, exactly. You didn't what he did because it's the same thing with Prince. Like Prince had hits in the 90s, obviously, but like he had a few like Diamonds and Pearls. Prince had some big songs in the 90s, but like what Prince did in I think his first album came out like 77, I want to say. What he did from like the late 70s basically up until like 1989 it was like it's enough. Like he sometimes it's like you don't
Not
need
enough to be better than Mike. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm not mad at you. It's Michael Jackson, so it ain't like you saying somebody crazy over him. But it's
not the same.
No, we can't. No, we don't do that.
It's not the same thing.
No, don't.
Because Drake don't.
I love my brothers, but this will go all night.
Drake, I'm saying because of Drake. Drake, he cuss in his music, so his music can't be as widespread as a Prince and Stevie and Mike because there's vulgarity in his music. So that's all.
His music is as widespread as them, bro.
No, it's not, bro.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Ask your parents, bro. Your parents ain't bumping Drake like they bumping Michael Jackson.
Because they grew up on Michael Jackson, bro. They didn't grow up on Drake.
Yeah, come on.
I'm saying, but
like, come on, bro.
No. Y'all undermining the power of no cussing. Like, because Mike has no cussing, because Stevie has no cussing, little kids listen to Mike and they love Mike. Old people love and listen to Mike. Old people, they hear that Drake is a bunch of noise. I don't like it.
No, it depends on what song you play, bro. He has so many different songs, bro. You could play a God's Plan, and
God's Plan is literally Drake's only hit where he isn't cussing.
No, you got Just Hold On, We're Going Home. He got a few.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
okay,
it's not like the
three Drake hits where there's no cussing in it.
What's the song?
Hotline Bling has cussing in it.
When is he cussing Hotline Bling?
Doing You Never Ever Seen Before. He's cussing in that song.
He said things. He didn't curse.
No, he's cussing.
Bro, the version that everybody's listening to is gonna
be here we go. No, don't do that.
I don't think Controller has cursing either.
Yeah, like come on, bro. Like let's be realistic. Like, yeah, they may not be downloading it, but it's the version that they're listening to is on the radio. And in the radio version, One Dance, that's what I was thinking about, One Dance. But the version that they're listening to is going to bleep out that stuff, just like Gold Digger. Bro, my mom loved Gold Digger, bro. And I'll never forget, I remember when I bought that album, like, she was on the phone with my aunt, and she was like, yeah, like, you know, I ain't saying he broke, you know, but she, yeah, like, you know what the words are. But that's what I'm saying, like, I remember her talking about that, and it was like the version on the radio is the version that she liked. And that was the version that she would listen to. So it's just like some of these songs, they may like the song because they heard it on the radio, and now they're a fan of it and they're going to go get the non-vulgar version. So, like, let's not act like he's just over here, like, he's not YoungBoy. You feel me? So he's not Future. So, like, let's just be realistic, bro. Like, you know, he's as widespread as these artists. I'm not saying he's as great as them. Like, and I'll give you that, bro. I'm not gonna say he isn't great, but Drake is as widespread as a Michael Jackson and a Stevie Wonder, bro, in today's age. Like, everybody knows Drake. Everybody knows Drake.
Yeah, no, I would say for the most, like, he's pretty. There's very few artists that are as globally known as Drake in this era. But the thing about, and we've talked about this before, like, it's hard to compare artists to previous era because it's like, bro, people had to really go outside and buy Thriller. Like, people had to really, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like the first time I probably listened to like a Drake album, I probably downloaded it off of, you know, LimeWire or something like that. Like, it was just, I feel like music in general meant more to people back during the era when, like, you know, a Mike or a Stevie came out, because like I said, they had to physically pay for it. Like, there was a time for like a year straight when Thriller was selling like between like 500,000 to 1 million copies a week every week. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll never be able to see anything like that. I feel like this Mike is just on his own stratosphere, like than anybody. It's just as far as fame. I'm not saying as far as talent, or we can argue that all day, like talent who made better music, but Mike just reached a certain level where it's like, ironically, the only person I can really think of who else that reached that level would be like Michael Jordan, as far as that level of fame.
And no, I agree. Real quick, I want to respond to what Buddy said. He said that the part about transcending music. So transcend eras, it does. Let's be real, because Drake's highest selling album of this year and one of his biggest years in streaming came because of an album that dropped almost 15 years ago. And you could say, and I'll give it to you, and now and today, if you feel like he's not as authentic, I'll give that to you, because I'm not going to argue that. But when he came out, that's what made everybody like him, because he was so authentic within his music. So, like, let's not erase history. That is what made everybody love him, because he came out and he's the one who made Marvin's Room. Nobody was making no Marvin's Room, bro. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Nobody was making Marvin's Room. But that's how every man felt about women. Like, they felt like, you, like, forget that dude that you with, bro. Like, he was never authentic. So that's what I'm saying. What are you talking about, bro? Like, let's not erase history, bro. Like, when he came out, he was himself, bro. He was completely different. He was the singing dude that everybody thought was soft, and he stayed true to that. His music was great for the time. That's what I'm saying. Right now, he just had his biggest selling album. I mean, his biggest selling year, and it came majority from an album that's 15 years old, bro. That's transcending eras. So
Don't Take Care.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like Drake's greatest. Yeah, because you could say within the last, like, once I call as a Drake fan, I call like all his music posts. If you're reading this is too late, like that's my boss Drake. Like it's like he became like kind of like a different. Once Drake grew the beard out, and like he started getting in the weight room or whatever, or like allegedly getting surgeries or whatever.
He said once XX Tentacion was no longer on there.
Yeah, I don't even want to. I ain't even gonna touch that one. That's a whole other situation right there. But yeah, once he got his muscles up and he got the beard, he kind of became like a different person. And so you can argue now, like he's I don't know. You can argue now he's not authentic or whatever, but that was the thing that made from like Drake from like 2009 to about 2013. That was what made him a great artist, was that he was absolutely completely unapologetically shameless. Like the idea of him rapping about like on Lord Knows, the girl going to the bathroom and him going through her phone is like disgusting, but it's great because it's like nobody else would even think to do something like that. Like, or him, like you brought up Marvin's Room. Like I think that's probably, I would say Marvin Room is Drake's greatest song because of how completely, like I said, how shameless it is. Like no other rapper would even think to make something like, I'm gonna make a song about me drunk dialing a girl and hating on her man. Like Drake that was a level of authenticity. Now, whether or not you think it's cool or not is your personal opinion, but he was being authentic for who he was at the time.
A0, step out, go to any club or where you at right now, and tell me if you don't hear a Drake song. Tell me you don't hear nobody listening to Drake. Go to any club right now and tell me you don't hear at least 3 Drake songs. Like, let's keep it a buck. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's not transcending time, it's like you make it seem like he just out here, like he's cold in these streets. He's not cold. I mean, he's not as on fire. He's
not cold, but he's definitely not. He's kind of lukewarm right now.
I'm not gonna lie. I would say that's to Drake's standards, though. I ain't gonna hold you. Like it's like Drake, he like not to even glaze, but it's just the truth. Like he set the bar so high because the bar was Lil Wayne for like hip hop of like how hot you could be in rap music. It was Lil Wayne, and then when Drake passed that, it was just like he making up his own like standard of like how hot you could be, because it was like 5 years where every song that could have been played in the club was like a Drake song, like a Drake feature, a Drake remix, or a Drake song. like for 5 years. So
And,
I mean, to go from that to like where he is now, where you only playing like Nokia, the motto, and then like what else would they play like in the club? Like,
I mean, he got plenty of old stuff you can play, but if you talk
no,
about
no, I mean, but like what do they usually play? They usually play like the motto, Nokia, and then like
headlines.
yeah, they and then a club might play headlines. So like to go from like where it used to be to now, yeah, that's definitely a huge jump.
They're
But,
gonna play.
I mean,
They're gonna
yeah.
play headlines before they play the motto.
I hear I literally it's weird because people talk about when's the last time you heard the motto? I hear the motto like every time I'm out. It was just weird, but I hear it every time I'm out.
Nah, I feel it, but that's why I say for his time relevant. Nah, and that's why I say he's not Mikey or his old dog in the era where music is at its worst.
It's just hard to compare previous eras. Like, you know what it is too. Like, MJ and Stevie already been out for like 50 years. Drake only been out for, even though like 17 years is a long time compared to Stevie and MJ who came out in the 60s and 70s. Like, they already have the benefit of you grew up on their music already.
Right. Think about it realistically. If we're comparing the amount of time, and if you just really compare it, this would be 1981, about 1980 for Michael, you know? So this is when he really just caught his fire. And I don't know if Drake finna catch that type of fire. I ain't gonna say all that, you know? But I'm saying it's just there's still so much time left for more music to come. We don't know exactly where things are gonna go. And I think like Rashad said, he set a bar so high. And that's why I say realistically, where he's at now, he definitely has cooled off. And I wouldn't say I like his more recent music. I'm a fan. I'll be real, but it's not to the same standard of what he created a while ago, and that's why. And I think a lot of people feel that way, so that's why they're running back to his older music. Like not only Take Care, but I think just all his other albums are getting more play now, for the simple fact that, dang, we missed this, you know. And
I think it also aged well too.
Yeah, like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like,
honest.
Yeah, like, you know, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you know, if we just go keep it a buck, I'm like, bro, it's not like his music is not, his music is still gonna get played 20, 30 years from now. His music's still gonna get played 40 years. Like, well, I don't know about 40, because I mean, they ain't playing no Michael in the club like that unless you really, you know, you might have hit the Thriller, and you got that one dude who get in the middle of the dance circle. You know, like
there's another one that I hear of Michael's. What is it? Dang, what is it? I hear. I don't know if it's Billie Jean. It might be "Don't Stop Till You Get It," but it's like one Michael song that you'll hear like randomly when they go like old school, and then like go to the next song. But yeah,
is it Rock With You?
I don't know, but I be hearing like one Mike song like a night. I would say. Well, I wouldn't say on average. But like every now and again, you'll hear do 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 Rock With You. Oh yeah. It might be Rock With You.
Yeah, no, that's timeless right there.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Zero.
I mean, no, and
Tyler isn't a club artist, and he's like one of the biggest in hip hop, if not arguably the biggest right now at the moment.
But you know, and that's why I say, like, I feel you, bro. And because you saying like nobody listening to it, but clearly somebody listening to it if he's the most streamed artist of the year. And so that's just the realization of it. Like you could say, just like I don't know nobody who listens to Taylor Swift. You know, what you finna say, Rashad? Before let's wrap this up, I just made and bought my dream car every hit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we talking about?
I don't know where it's going.
What are we talking about?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. Hey, prayers up. Hey, everybody just pray. Just pray for it. Just pray for it.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. On Apple Music, and I think he was number 2 or 3. No, I think he might have been number 3 on Spotify. So, and this is
my bad.
This is the entire, you know, Spotify, Apple Music, he was the number one streamed artist, and then Spotify, I think he was like 2 or 3. And I think it was Taylor Swift and Bad Bunny above him. And I don't know nobody. I've never heard nobody say turn on that Taylor Swift in my life, bro. And I don't know nobody listen to Taylor Swift.
And your life is crazy. I ain't gonna hold you, cause Taylor Swift, bro, you belong with. And you seen the underwater, like Taylor Swift, like back in like 2012, 2000. Taylor.
Now you're right. I was being dramatic, bro. I was being dramatic. You're right, but I will say, I'm not actively listening to I don't actively hear nobody say I want to, like, they're not playing Taylor Swift around me, but I'm not around that people. Okay, so yeah, he was number 4. So I'll give you that. The Weeknd was over him on Spotify. But Apple Music, he was number 1 for sure. Yo, that song "Birds of a Feather," bro, by Billie Eilish, bro. I love
good, bro.
Bro, I love that song. Yo, you know that song, Jelani?
No, I'm gonna have to go listen to it. I probably have heard it before. There'd be a lot of songs I know. I
was probably a year late on that song, but Kai Cenat was apparently like in love with that song and playing it on stream all the time. I still wasn't that hip to it, bro. I just like, she lost all the Grammys for it and she performed it, and I was like, oh yeah, I heard this song before, you know, in passing. You know, when a song's so big, you hear it. It's kind of like Sabrina Claudio and Sabrina Carpenter and all them. Like, like you be hearing their songs in passing, but you don't really like listen to them, but you know them because you just hear them everywhere. And like, you know, I just let it be. But for some reason, bro, I just like sat down and listened to it, bro. And it's such a beautiful song. Like, I didn't think Billie Eilish could outdo Bad Guy, but like she did with that joint, bro. Like, she did her thing. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a great song. You gotta listen to it.
What made me fall, I really got onto it probably about a month ago. Like, I've heard it multiple times, like out and stuff, but I never listened to the full song. And it was, I saw a clip. I followed this one Instagram page called How Songs Were Created. And it was her and Phineas, her brother, in the room, like working on it and like seeing them like cook it up and stuff. And then I was just like, just listening to it. I was like, okay, like, you know what? Let me go ahead and like, you know, let me really go listen to this song. And man, I went and listened to it, bro. I was like, oh, bro, this is beautiful, bro. This is like, yeah, birds of a feather, we should stick together. And I was like, yeah, this is it. Another song that, what you say?
I might have to go stream it. I probably heard it though. I gotta.
Like, you definitely heard it. You definitely heard it.
Another song that I caught on late to, that song by Chappell Roan, Pink Pony Club.
You know who put me onto that song?
My mom loves that song.
Stub Buds.
Yeah.
Really?
Stub Buds put me on that song.
Bro, you know she made that song in like 2020?
I believe it, because like the first time I heard of her was last year at the Grammys, and she was like everywhere at the Grammys last year. And I was like, I don't know who this is.
Yeah, I had no, because I saw that when she dropped her album, the like Diary of a Midwest Princess or something like that. And I was like, who is this? And then, you know, then I saw like a clip of the song and I was like, okay, this actually okay. And then yet again, like a couple months ago, I don't know why, I just I was like, you know, I like this song. I'm finna actually really listen to it. And I listened to it and I went and watched her Grammy performance, bro. I was like, oh man. And then I saw the video. And in the video, I was like, she looks so different in this. And then I looked and it was like, oh yeah, this came out like 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago. She made that song. And then it just so happened blew up in 2024.
But you see how like the Grammys is supposed to like highlight the hottest songs of that year.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like the Streamer Awards is no question. You got Max, you got DDG in the crowd. There's no excuse why you ain't playing Pink Dreads to represent the 2025 year at the Streamer Awards. There's no other award show where Pink Dreads people gonna see and be like, oh yeah, I get it. Like you can't play that at the BET Awards and be like, "Oh, I get it." People gonna be like, "Man, what these streamer dudes doing up here?" Da-da-da." The Streamer Awards is a perfect place to play that, and that's why we need the Black Streamer Awards.
Facts.
I still haven't heard that song yet.
What song?
I know it's
Drake?
popular. Yeah, I know it's popular. Like I just still haven't. For some.
When I'm out of town, I'll be tripping. I'll be on one.
That's a dance. That's a dance video.
Yeah.
This is that
Okay,
Atlanta.
okay.
He don't know one.
I'm gonna check it out because I've been aware of it. It's just I for some
That's
reason.
not hard. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with a lot of pop culture, bro. I be aware of everything. It's just like it's only but so much I can consume. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so
Do
much.
you know a Sabrina Carpenter song?
I know Espresso.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's where I'm at with it. Like the stuff that's like big enough to get across my radar, I pay attention to it.
Hey, what year was that song? You look summer beauty when you smile. What year was that?
I don't know if I know that one.
I think that was a few years ago. I think that might have been like 21.
Dang. Yeah.
I
Folks
don't know
definitely
though.
out
I
there.
don't. Yeah, nah. Billie Eilish and I think Khalid, they got a couple songs together, I believe.
Man, Khalid fell off, bro. Like
Yeah,
that Teenage American Dream, whatever the album called, that first one, man, first 5, 6, 7 songs is all hits. I was
Yeah.
like, bro, I used to listen to that every morning getting ready for work, bro. In 2017, bro, man, his fall from grace was crazy. And then he tried, all right, controversial. It's what, 144? I don't need to get in trouble, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. You know when someone fall off and then they be like, I'm coming out the closet to try to come back. Nah, bro, you fell off, bro. Conan, Khalid, like y'all boys fell off. It is what it is. Like coming out the closet ain't gonna change nothing, bro.
You saying that's what Isaiah Rashad did?
That's crazy.
Yo, Isaiah Rashad, he honestly just stopped dropping music, bro. Like it was like 2 years since his last like album, and then like that tape came out, and then he had to be like, yeah, you know, I be liking love, you know, I be liking anybody, you know.
Yeah. Now that that talk song, bro, that was probably his best song in my opinion. Nah,
Bro, they was playing that like when they was singing that in the barbershop, bro. I was like, okay, I get it.
yeah.
So you
You're
saying
gonna get away from it.
But
Y'all
that was my
saying-
favorite song, bro.
are you saying Khalid lost his powers when he chopped his high top off?
What was Can we just talk? Did he have the high talk with that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Then yeah. He lost his power with the high top. Yeah.
It'd be like sometimes it really be like that. Like when an artist change their hairstyle, like we've seen that happen before.
Yeah, that's what Future going through right now.
Yeah, that's a. I was thinking about that. Like, man,
But see, but okay, y'all talk about Stevie Wonder. I hate to compare Future to Stevie Wonder,
Okay.
but his legacy so established, bro. It's like anything you get from Future now is just like cookies and cream, bro. Like
I guess a
like-
bonus. Yeah,
Drake and Kanye, bro. Like if Kanye come out with another hit, great. If he doesn't, it's Kanye, bro. Like what you about to tell Kanye, bro? He made You Don't Know My Name, bro.
Facts.
You hang around weird folks and you don't follow the program, you'll be forgotten.
Hey, you right, Zero. Nobody bigger than the program, bro.
Speaking of, yo, is this the time to transition to Charlemagne to close out?
What happened?
I was talking about because you know Tasha K had the rumor. She was like, I heard, and my name's allegedly because you know, like Cardi B sued her for everything she owns, and like now she's like scared and for good reason. Because you don't own anything. All your money has to go to Cardi B. Like she can't even live in America because Cardi B sued her so bad. She had to move to Africa. Yikes. But she said allegedly Charlemagne isn't even getting a new deal with iHeart. It's over with for the Breakfast Club in January. And then a couple days later, like Charlemagne was on the cover of Forbes and it was like $200 million deal for 5 years. And then he went on Breakfast Club and was like, all these people on YouTube with YouTube channels, they don't know what they're talking about. So, you know, I personally went on there and was like on YouTube and was like, guys like Hot 97, Ebro, and stuff like that. Like, you have to understand you're not bigger than the program. Like, no matter how big of a personality you are, like Stephen A. Smith was fired by ESPN a few years ago or a couple decades ago, and people forget about that. It doesn't matter how popular or how big of a name you are. If you work for somebody and they want to get rid of you, they will get rid of you. It just is what it is.
No, facts.
So yeah. But congratulations to Charlamagne, though.
Yeah, no, definitely congratulations, man. That's lit. I want to say real quick, because like we finished last episode talking about it, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it since because we haven't been on. So the Diddy doc, what's everybody's thoughts?
I haven't finished it. I'm on the last episode. I got like 40 minutes, but I've seen everything else.
What was your thoughts, Giovanni?
Yeah, there was a lot I knew about as far as like the older stuff. Like I knew a lot of those stories. Just off the strength of like Biggie being one of my top 5 favorite rappers. Like, and just I've went down the Tupac and Biggie like rabbit hole a lot. But like it was it's like it makes, I'm not excusing anything that he's done, but like it does. If you think about somebody who was famous in the 90s and the 2000s, when like you could really get away with a lot of stuff because there was no social media, the idea of him doing something to like Cassie, something in the hallway, and like not really thinking about it, and just after a certain point just moving reckless and just doing a lot of wild stuff and not really caring about the consequences. When you look at all the stuff he got away with, it makes sense. Like that he kind of reached a certain point where he just felt like he was invincible, because he kind of, you know, they get the saying like the cats have 9 lives. Like it's been plenty of times when you think about, and they showcase it in the documentary, like all the times he could have died where somebody else died, or he could have went to jail where somebody else went to jail. Like he had a bunch of those situations. So yeah, you know, you live like that after a certain point, and you keep wilding out for 30 years. After a certain point, it's like, all right, bro, you know, they'll catch up to you eventually.
No, facts. I definitely agree with that. A lot of stuff that it didn't really change my view on him, because I was already like, yeah, this person, he was who we thought he was. You know, after everything came out with the Cassie situation and just the trial in general, I think none of the stuff that I saw in the doc really surprised me. One thing that was funny to me was how everybody was like, man, Diddy had no musical talent. This man couldn't do nothing. It took him 6 months to rap 8 bars.
It's a few things of like real hate that just shines through. And that was 50 Cent, just real hate, just a sprinkle on top of. Oh yeah, by the way, he had no talent. Like, put that part in where he said like he couldn't record no music because he had no talent.
Yeah, because I will say one thing that I thought about as I watched this, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, but as I'm watching it, you know, they talking about he has no musical talent, this, that, and the other. I'm like, well, this man was talented in something.
Yeah, exactly. Like he,
you know,
yeah, come on, like. See, it's the thing about, and it's the whole like beat makers versus producers discussion. Like, I'm not trying to get into it or like overly praise Diddy, but like, yo, listen, Bad Boy had a run from like 1994 to about 2006, because like even Young Jock is Going Down came out on Bad Boy, like,
yeah, Bad Boy,
and then even going up to like French Montana. So like that's like 2012, 13. Like you can't have the one constant through all that was Diddy. So like clearly there was something that he understood as far as, yeah, like, no, can he play instruments? No. Like, can he work in MPC? No. But like he knew his way around the studio enough to be able to put hits together.
Yeah, and that was the one thing, especially when they show how all his main artists had left, and then he made that pivot to the band, and I was like, man, that was smart. You know, that was literally what I was thinking as I was watching. I was like, that as I said, he may not been talented in that way, but his business acumen and just knowing how to put people in position to, and his branding and all that stuff, like he was a genius at that. And I think that kind of, and yeah, and I feel like, you know, that's what really kind of, as I was watching it, I was like, he's a horrible person, but man, he did a lot, you know. That's why I was kind of, as I was watching, I was like, man, because I said it didn't make me think he was even worse of a person. I was like, we already know he's a crappy person. So what started to kind of stand out to me was just as they talking about, oh yeah, you know, when he got who was it? Was that Boyz II Men? Was that Jodeci that he had?
Jodeci.
Oh, he had Jodeci. Yeah, when he was on,
Yeah, how he
yeah.
came up with their whole image and all this stuff like that, and I was like, that was actually okay, you know, and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
that was his talent right there.
Yeah, you know, him knowing how, yeah,
Yes, that's true. No, he ain't lying.
Yeah, no facts. And he learned from them and then took it to another level. But then in the midst of that, he got too deep into a bunch of whole other stuff. And I will also say one thing, that when I was watching him, when they said that he was showing the video of him having sex with, you know, that first lady, you know, back in the early 90s and stuff. And at first I was just like, why would he do that? But then when they explained that, you know, who is that? Buddy from Paid in Full.
You talking about Alpo?
Yeah, Alpo was sitting there doing that. He used to show videos. And I was like, okay, now this makes a little bit more sense. Like when you put it in that context.
Yeah, I think the dog did a great job of giving the background of why. I think that was like the things that I learned the most.
Yeah.
Why she's like that.
Yeah, because also I think about it in the sense of when I was in high school or even recently, you know, you have those guys who want to show you what they done with these girls. Like, yeah, look at this girl. Like, even though you may not even know the girl, like, yeah, look, she was fine. Look what we're doing. And it was like, to me, that was never cool. Like, I never wanted to see another man have, like, especially somebody I know, just having sex with some girl or getting head from some girl. But, you know, some dudes like to show that off. And like recently, I had a homeboy whose homeboy had came up from Miami, and he was like, he had this folder. So he was sharing onto the big screen, and he was trying to show me a video of something. And then he was like, and then he had to go to this locked folder. And the locked folder had a bunch of you could see it's a bunch of sex tapes and stuff. So I'm like, okay. So I'm kind of looking away, all right, you know, show me, because it's supposed to be a video. He had his ops baby moms, and he was like, yeah, this is me and my ops baby mom. Like, he in jail right now, but I got, you know, I'm riding around his car doing this and the other, right? So yeah, crazy. But then he's like, yeah. Then he goes to the video of him doing something with the girl, whereas they hooking up or something. He's like, yeah, this what I be on back in Miami, bro. And I was just like, okay. And I just looked away. And then his homeboy was like, he's like, hey, bro, be cool, bro. You know, chill. They ain't niggas ain't trying to we ain't trying to see that. And yeah. But that's why I say knowing people like that, it's that makes more sense when I see it in that context. I'm like, I don't know. Some dude feel like they the man for being able to show that. And I'm like, bruh, we all out here doing our thing, bruh. You know, you don't earn no cool points with me for that, you know? But
yeah, putting that footage on the big screen is crazy.
Bruh. Yeah. I was like, bruh, this ain't. Yeah, it
bro,
was
what's your reaction to be like, yo, you killing them? Like you're doing your thing, bro.
No, yeah. Standing up and dapping him. Hey, bro, you did what needed to be done.
Right.
He said, double salute, big bro.
Oh, you out there like that? Like, come on, man.
Hey, man. Hey, excuse me. I needed to greet you with a little more respect, bro. I didn't know you was
right. Right. Yeah. As I said, man,
that's very crazy.
Some dudes, they weird, bro. But as I said, they feel like that earns them cool points, and so that's why when I saw that in the, I was like, that makes sense. That's why like all these recording of, and then allegedly showing it to other people and stuff like that. I'm like, when you raise like that, you feel like that's something to brag about, and their little pops was a snitch and mom was a prostitute. I mean, yeah, and he did it. Yo, one part that was so funny to me was towards the end when they were like, "What do you want your last words with music?" Nah, it's over for him. But like, what do you want your last words to be? And he was like, "I did it," and I was like, "Yeah, that sounds about right."
Oh, hey, hold on. Let me, because he asked, can Diddy redeem himself? Let me be very clear. Like, is he gonna be at the Oscars or the Grammys or anything like that ever again? Probably not. But are some of these same artists that was making fun of Diddy all this time and making no Diddy jokes and clowning him, if he gets out like 2029, 2030, and he starts to get back like a little lit, like he, somehow or another he doesn't get drained by these cases and he still has some bread left. Listen, these dudes would be let him throw a Memorial Day party in Miami when he comes back. It's going to be some celebrities out there. You're going to see some people, I'm telling you, in like 4 or 5 years, you're going to see some people taking pictures with Diddy. It's going to be happening real slow. Kanye, you saw Kanye try to jump out there and be first. Like a few months ago, like this summer, he was trying to be, he was doing the songs with his son, and he was trying to be the first, but it just didn't catch on. But no, it's going to be some people that embrace Diddy when he comes home. I guarantee you. He said, what label is French? He was on Bad Boy. I don't know where he's at now, but he was on Bad Boy at one point. He was like the main low key. Like it was one point where like the only people on Bad Boy was Diddy, Dirty Money, French Montana, and Machine Gun Kelly. Say it again.
I'm about to say, ain't French signed to Maybach?
I don't know if he was ever officially on MMG. He might. I think it might have been like a joint venture. Actually,
Interscope, Epic, Gamma, and Coke Boy. He
That's
was signed
crazy.
to it. That signed to it. That said he was signed to that.
Facts.
That used to be.
Hey, no. Kendrick Euphoria, bro. That had some of the funniest lines, bro. Like I was thinking about that the other day, bro.
Nah, facts.
That used to be a thing though, where you'd have like this is the same thing with Ye. Like Ye was signed to Rockefeller and Def Jam and Universal. You know what I mean? Yeah, like that used to be a real thing.
Right. On a quick side note, I had looked up because I was going in when you were talking about the whole Stevie Wonder thing and with Michael Jackson, and I was going to say, I think in comparison to the fact that Stevie didn't really have no hits in the 90s, Michael didn't have no hits until the end of the 70s, and then Stevie had hits throughout the 70s, so it kind of evens out a little bit. But then I was looking, and so I was looking, Beat It never went number one in Australia and in a few other countries. And I was like, Beat It never went number one in these places? That's crazy. And so I was thinking, I was like, what could be the song that went over it? Then I realized Billie Jean came out that same year. So I was like, Billie Jean probably just held the spot the entire time.
Yo, the numbers for Thriller, like when you look them up, it doesn't make sense, bro. Like it was the top selling album of 1983 and 1984.
Remember when Chris Rock tried to say like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasies, the biggest American album since Thriller? I thought that was kind of like a crazy campaign to push.
I don't know if he said it was the biggest. I think he said it was the best. I mean, I remember him saying he said it was the best album of all time.
I mean, yeah, it's not the best all the time, but it's up there.
I don't even know if that's Kanye's best album like that, but I guess that's a hot take.
I mean, what album would you put over it?
I'll put Late Registration and College Dropout over My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Nah, I can't do it, bro. sonically, bro, he got into a whole different bag. Just with all the, especially with all the features on every song is perfect. I think Late Registration and College Dropout, they're both great albums. But then when it's just like the polish, like how polished My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is, and then as I said, with all the different features, how they're all perfectly placed, and the production is just such high level. You know, if you want that, you know, older, you know, the classic samples and all that, then yeah, I'll give you that. But I think it's just the level that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is at. It's, I don't know, man. That for me personally.
Yeah, Late Registration is my was you gonna say something? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no. I'm about to say no.
No, I was gonna say like Late Registration and Graduation are my two personal favorites. Like just we saying my favorite, but it's hard for me to say that he has we saying a better album. Like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is it's just song for song. It's so much happening, man. Like it's so many different. It's just a lot going on, man. Like there was so much that went into that album as far as like the amount of people that worked on it and the build up, and yeah, like it's hard for me to say he has a better. But if you ask me what's my personal favorite, it will be either Late Registration or Graduation.
Can we get much higher? So high.
Crazy. One of the best rap album intros.
Right. Yeah, with Nicki, right. I'm telling you, dog. Who will survive in America, man?
Crazy. Yeah, Lost in the World. Like come on, man. It's
I'm lost in the world.
You know what had me like appreciating Drake a little more? When I just had like Shuffle on the other week, and You Fancy Huh came on. And when you think of You Fancy Huh, you think of like Swiss Beats. That's a Drake song. When I saw that, I was like, Drake got hits you don't even remember he got.
Bro, you know what Drake song that was like a big song when it came out that they never shot a video for it, so it got forgot about. Bro, Drake and Nicki Up All Night.
Oh yeah,
bro, that was that song was getting played on the radio but they never shot a video, so I feel like if you wasn't there, like that's not one of the Drake songs that kind of lasted the test of time. But it goes to that point that Drake has some like even like a Timbaland Say Something like that was 2009, bro. Drake has not to be like overly glazing, but yeah, Drake definitely has a crazy catalog.
Say something, babe. Say something.
little dance move there was yeah. Timbaland kept a crazy dance move for a video.
Yeah, I'm better than all of them. I'm better than.
Now you know, and then like as a fan, one thing I've always appreciated just how he always pushed the boundary of the music that he made, and I think about on facts. Chris Brown crazy. In So Far Gone, and the song I think it's like Leaky Lee, and he has a song. It's called like I Think I'm Falling in Love. It's like something like that, but it's like kind of that same kind of vibe of I should be downtown whipping on the way to you. You know, kind of similar to that, where it's kind of that poppy, but I don't know, kind of techno. Like, I don't know exactly.
Feel No Ways?
Yeah, no, yeah, Feel No Ways. Like, but that's what I'm saying, that vibe of a song.
Excuse me, sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, and that's where, and I think back on like the older songs that he had that were in that, like I think with So Far Gone, he really was like, I'm finna get into different bags. And that's where he first kind of experimented with it. And that's one thing I always appreciate about it. And that's why like you look back on when I say him always being like true to himself, because he came in the game just trying to make music that he clearly liked, Who could face T.I. in the verses? Gucci. No, I'm joking.
Very few people. Very
Yeah,
few
no,
rappers.
Ti is very underrated. Ti was crazy.
He is. Ti from like, I've said like Ti was legitimately like the biggest rapper on earth at one point. Like you said, like 2006 when ATL the movie and the King album came out in the same year. Ti was the biggest rapper.
You say Swagger Like Us.
You said I would say like 06 it was Ti, and then
Wayne
07
kind of took over like 08, right? You would
Say it
say
again?
08?
I hear what you said. My bad.
Wayne, 08?
From like Ti, yeah, you said Ti's run was from like 03 to like 08. Now he wasn't the biggest rapper in 03 or 04, but like as far as him, like when trap music came out, that's when I feel like he first really blew up nationally.
Marco Plus made this argument on the Breakfast Club. He said, "Stop at zero. Stop at zero." See, zero
I
from
just
New
had a
York.
run. Don't do that.
Zero from New York. If y'all didn't know,
I'm from the South, but
Stop.
I respect Fabulous. I definitely respect
Shout out to Fabulous. Stop it.
FABOLOUS.
Stop it. Marco Plus said that J. Cole the king of the South.
We don't think about J. Cole as a Southern rapper because of how he raps. So, but if we, no, I just can't.
J. Cole and T.I. face in the verses. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it depends who they perform in front of.
Facts.
Because if it's a crowd that's like 30 and up, T.I. would probably, even though J. Cole, like we
I was about to say J. Cole fans now 30 and up.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe like 40 and up, yeah, T.I. will win. But I grew up. I was a kid. She's like I was a kid when T.I. came out, but I was a teenager when J. Cole came out. So like I have way more memories of T.I.'s music than J. Cole's music.
Yeah, realistically, if J. Cole and T.I. did a versus in the South, like T.I. is wiping J. Cole, bro.
Yeah, not even close. Not even.
And I would say you may have a chance if it's like up north that J. Cole might win, maybe. But I think overall, honestly, man, yeah, I think unless you under about 35, bro, 35 and younger, the only people that finna where you'll get a chance for J. Cole to win. Like, and I really think, just to keep it a buck with you, I think it'll be that 35 to about 28 range. The people who, when J. Cole was making that music for like the kids who are going through those college experiences and he was making that music in real time, I think, you know, it's going to relate to them and hit for them a little bit differently than it would for somebody a little bit younger. Cause then I don't know. Cause I think like T.I. gonna play some hits and then it's just gonna get the crowd rocking. But it has to be the people who personally connect with J. Cole for his music to win. Cause I don't even think I would. J. Cole, one of my favorite rappers. J. Cole is honestly my favorite rapper. Like Drake is my favorite artist, but as far as just rapping, J. Cole is my favorite rapper. And I still think T.I. will win. Like, if I was sitting there and then T.I. played 24s, bro, I don't know what J. Cole gonna play. Did that for me.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah,
J. Cole maybe got his, so obviously, like
he could play like, you know, GOMD.
You say he could play what?
GOMD.
J. Cole could play the whole 2014 Forest Hills Drive. J. Cole different.
T.I., bro. T.I. got like some real, like, bro.
T.I. got anthems. I know T.I. Like, you got to think about it like this, bro. Growing up, and I've said this before, it was literally for me, Kanye West, Andre 3000, Outkast, T.I., and then like Michael Jackson, like literally, and then Joe Johnson. Like that was like my
Joe Johnson's hilarious. As far as your main people that you looked up to,
the people that I like looked up to as a child in elementary school.
Wait, I think Zero brought up. I think he meant Mr. Nice Watch. The J Cole. That's one of the listen. I love Jay-Z. That's one of the worst songs ever made, and I hate that that's the one time that they ever collab. No, that's not the one time because they did A Star Is Born on Jay-Z's album, but
Yeah,
those are the only two songs they have, and Mr. Nice Watch was terrible.
That's
Every
weird.
day is
That's weird. They only have 2
something.
songs.
Yeah, he kind of low key Jay-Z low key treated J. Cole like his redheaded stepchild. Like he never really fully, which is crazy because J. Cole became crazy successful, but he never really embraced him the same way he did like Kanye eventually. The beat was fire for 2011 because it was like on some like dubstep type stuff, but like it didn't age well.
It'll all work out. That's a great beat. That simple. Shout out Lil Wayne. I don't even know the song. But,
Wait, are we talking about the same song?
No. I just jumped to a whole nother song.
Oh, okay.
It just popped in my mind, so I brought it up.
Let It All Work Out by Lil Wayne, but the sample is Sampha, and it is called. Dang, what is it called? I was just listening to it too.
Shout out to Tim's. Yo, I'm gonna say this too on a side note. Earl Sweatshirt, literally one of the most underappreciated artists. I wouldn't say artists, rappers of his generation. I think he's one of the best to do it ever, and he'll never get that credit. But I just want to say that Earl Sweatshirt, one of the greatest to ever do it.
And shout out to Earl Sweatshirt.
Yeah,
the song called Indecision by Sampha.
Shout out to Sampha. Shout out to Tim's.
Definitely shout out to Tim's for sure.
Facts.
Shout out to Tim's.
Hey, shout out Dave.
No shout out to Dave. No shout out to Dave. No shout out to Dave. Shout out Tim's.
Hey, I gotta respect the game.
Shout out to YT. Shout out to Figgy. Shout out to Jim Legacy. Man Tim, you know what I mean? Man them, you know what I mean?
Shout out Timothy Chalamet.
Shout out Pink Panthers.
All right, that all shout outs.
Jay-Z, like Diddy, he had a lineup but didn't know how to manage them. I think Jay-Z did a good job with this Roc Nation, guys.
He did good with Rihanna.
I mean, come on, yeah. Like Cameron briefly was on Rockefeller, even though that was more like a Dame Dash thing. I mean, Dipset was briefly on Rockefeller. Beanie Siegel, State Property. He did. And then like once he took over Def Jam, I think he signed Rihanna. I want to say he signed Neo too. I could be wrong, but like,
hey, bear down.
So I feel like you get that 3, it don't matter what else you do.
Facts.
It's like Lil Wayne, right? Like,
oh yeah, he's good for life. Yeah,
Drake and Nicki, and then it was like, oh, Lil Wayne knows how to pick them. Like, like Diddy could live off of like Mary J and Biggie for the rest of his life. That's not even Jodeci and everybody else in Mace.
Facts.
Yeah, it's cemented.
And Danity Kane.
All right.
Facts. And Machine Gun.
All right, well, that's it. You gonna say Machine Gun Kelly and French Montana?
He was signed a Bad Boy.
How they got potential? I'll be your sponsor.
That's a classic song. That's a classic song. Perfect song.
It's some songs that make you feel like that make you want to be from that place. I feel like that's a good song. Like when I listen to now it's become that guy from Tyler Creator, the remix of Hey Now. Like when I hear that, like I'll be wishing I was from like the West Coast. Like I get like the ASAP, like I said, it must be the first ASAP joint that got popping. That must be got dog. But I was like, I wish I was from like New York when that came out. Like, there's certain songs that make you feel like you be wanting to be there.
No, facts. That's why I'm glad I was from Atlanta when March Madness dropped.
I see what you did there.
Nah, but for real, like genuinely, like when Future drops, bro, it's a different energy in the city.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I mean, I think being from Atlanta is just cool. Period.
Yeah. Oh, last thing I want to say about the Diddy doc, bro. You know, some of them people, like I get their stories, but they're definitely enabling. And one person whose story was just crazy to me, Lil Rod. That man said, I saw Diddy shoot somebody in the bathroom to finish his album. So I ain't say nothing. And then he invited me back to the crib. After you just saw a man shoot somebody. Okay. You go to the crib. Now you recruiting prostitutes to bring them back to the crib. Diddy ain't force you to do that. You ain't never say he forced you. He just said, hey, put on the hat. They know the deal. But you like, I gotta finish this album. Okay. Then you talking about, yeah, man, I'll wake up, I ain't know what happened. Sometimes it'll be girls next to me. Sometimes it'll be Diddy next to me. I'll wake up sore. But I gotta finish this album. So I was like, Brad, you know, it's like I feel you that you went through some crazy stuff, but at what point is the money worth it? And I think that's where, with some of these people watching this, that's where also I was like, bro, y'all, I get y'all with, you know, some of y'all is like, dang, you know, he did y'all dirty. But then some of y'all, I'm like, bro, he did y'all dirty, but you wasn't gonna say nothing until he let you go. You wanted that money still. And it's like, at what point do you put your morals over the money? And it's Lil Rod especially, you know. I guess I'm not trying to say I'm victim blaming or shaming or anything, but I'm like, Brad, you saw this man shoot somebody in the bathroom, and then you still proceeded to like I could finish working in that particular environment, but I'm not going to this man's house. Like, that's for sure. And then you say you wake up the next morning and you sore and Diddy next to you, I'm crashing. Like, bro, there's no amount of money that's finna just make me be like, oh, man, but, you know, I got to get the placement on this album. Like, bro, you got me bent, bro. Like, I ain't going to hold you, bro. Diddy probably would have killed me. Like, I'll just keep it a buck. Diddy would have probably killed me. If he was really the monster that he said he was.
You sound like them kids that be like on Twitter that's like, yo, slavery couldn't happen during my time, bro. Like,
okay, so Rashad, you saying so
I'm not comparing the two, but that's what it do sound like. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, but I'm saying, like, for real, Rashad, tell me, like, no cap, if you was working, you had this opportunity, you wake up and, like, you know, you really want to get this placement on the Diddy album, and okay, and so you really want to get on this album, but then you're clearly getting drugged where you don't remember.
Wow.
Yeah, and you don't remember what happened the night before, and you wake up sore, and you got a man next to you, bro.
I'm not. First of all, I'm crashing out if it's a dude in the bed next to me when I wake up that I don't remember falling asleep next to.
That's what
is another grown man doing next? Like, especially if I don't even know you. If it's one of the bros and we was out or something like that, and folks just got tired while they was supposed to change, and then they just, you know, just fell asleep. Hey, that's one thing. That's the bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you know what I'm saying? We on the trip, everything like that. We in the same hotel room. You were supposed to change. You forgot, and you end up falling asleep. It is what it is. It happens. If it's something like we working on something and it's a grown man I don't really know like that, but I'm trying to work with him. I'm supposed to be his coworker, and that's crazy. That's crazy. Especially if I wake up sore. It's like, bro, why'd I wake up sore? Don't worry about it, bro. Let's go make these hits. Okay, dad. Like, nah, I ain't doing that, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I would have just quit. I would have quit, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, cause I ain't gonna lie. Cause you got to think about it like this, bro. Like, everybody know about the Diddy, like, Biggie conspiracy. Like, my cousin raised me up on that when I was in high school. I don't know if you remember this, Mo. One day in philosophy club, I just brought it up. And they was like, oh, that sounds like a conspiracy. This is philosophy club. And then they kind of like moved on to the next thing. But I brought it up because that's what, like, my cousin raised me on, like, the Diddy, Biggie thing. So it's you know what I mean? He said not on the same bed. You better be faking also on the sofa chair. I'm saying it happens, bro. If you sleep, bro, you sleep. Like it happens. Like y'all get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yo, this went like this conversation. It's crazy because we went from like close to Diddy pounding niggas out. Yeah, no, yeah, listen, like it's I'm at a loss for words as far as what to say about this topic. Listen, any situation, you know, where you, yeah, man, it's just it's a lot going on, man. He said, "No, I'm not sleeping next to the dude." I've had situations where, like you said, if it's the bro, like the real bro, I've had situations where I might have slept like in the same bed, but like obviously we wasn't like cuddled up or anything like that. But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, waking up sore is that's a totally different topic.
Yeah, waking up sore is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm just genuinely telling you from my perspective, bro. I just know myself. Like,
but I'm saying, right? If you know his history, okay, he got Big out of here. He got Tupac out of here. He connected to getting so and so out of here. And then you know, Mace ain't get his money. Mary ain't get her money. Shane get out of prison and say, I didn't do it. He set me up. You know what type of dude he is. Okay, I'm not even gonna deal with all that. I'm gonna just leave. I'd rather leave than try to fight you, and then you set me up and you do me just like the dude from the studio.
But that's why I say, for me personally, bro, like I just know myself, bro. I'm going to react crazy. Like it's just going to be like, I see you next to me, my butt hurt, bro. I'm finna swing just off principle, bro. Like I'm just going to keep it a buck. That's why I say, like, I know if I was in that situation, my life would have been on the line, because I would then go into a different mindset where I'm not going to think logically no more. Because what's happened is illogical to me, where I'm like, I'm waking up. Cause think about it, now you finna just go home and just live with that, bro.
Bruh, he reported it to the authorities. It's in a lawsuit.
Bruh, that's in a civil lawsuit. He didn't go to the authorities. He finished the album and then didn't get paid and then waited about a year. And then
I'm not finishing the album. We both agree on that.
Yeah. I'm not finishing the album, and I'm finna press you, bro. I'm finna press you like, bro, what did you just do? Like, why don't I remember last night? What happened? And he'd be like, it's all good.
He said, what's her name? What's her name? From City Girls. Katisha. Bro, that's how irrelevant she's become. We forgot her name. You had the biggest record in the world, the biggest talk show on the internet, and we forgot your name. See where pandering gets you, people? It gets you nowhere. Stop pandering to folks. Carisha, can you bring in the waffles, please? And I'm talking about what happened? Carisha, can you bring in the breakfast, please? Hey, eat this. You're not yourself when you're hungry. That's probably how he responded. He said, let's get to the stew in 15 minutes. And what he did, he ate that breakfast in bed, he got a shower, and then he went to the studio.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, eat these waffles, daddy.
So remember the video with Meek Mill, bro? He said, yeah, daddy, with the fries, bro. Come on, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Bro, nah, did he be wild, bro?
Yeah, but that's why, like, I'll say he definitely a victim if he was drugged. He is a victim because he was drugged from his recount, you know, and all that stuff. So I hate that happened to him. But at what point is that placement on that album still worth it? Because I get it. You thinking this is finna expand my career, but it's like you didn't. I guess you got the placement, and I don't know if that is what landed him with Leon Thomas and to be with T-Pain. Because now, like, I don't know if you know, he helped record Mutt. So Lil Rod, like, he's Grammy nominated for his production on Mutt, and he worked closely on that whole album and that particular song. And he tours with T-Pain now. He's like either the drummer or like guitarist on stage with T-Pain. So I don't know if that album propelled him into that, or if your own, because I'm like, if you're already in these rooms with Diddy, you clearly you're being recognized already, you know?
Yeah, he was on he was a part of like a gospel group or something like that. Like growing
Yeah.
up, he was like known as like a child prodigy, according to the lawsuit.
Yeah, so hey man. But shout out to, I don't know who I want to shout out in that moment.
What is
Hey,
the topic to close out on?
yeah. I like it. It's nobody I want to shout out at it actually. So
Hey, yo, shout out to Aiden Ross.
right. Hey, shout out Anthony Joshua, man. That was a good fight. No, it wasn't. That was actually a pretty bad fight. I'm not
That
gonna lie.
man, Anthony Joshua, bro, he putting the pressure on the fellas now. We got to get the 6-pack.
Nah, facts. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
been
definitely-
built like that for a while.
But now the woman done, you know, they like,
They
oh, don't men look like this anymore. I'm like, oh, thanks, guy.
They finally brought him to America, bro. Cause that was the thing, he always fought in the UK. So that kind of took, it was interesting, like around about like 2015, 2016, it was him, Deontay Wilder, and then Tyson Fury was coming up. But Deontay Wilder was pretty much like he was trying to get the big fight with Anthony Joshua for the longest. But he could never. Anthony Joshua's manager was like, no, I'm not booking this, because he's like, I'm going to protect my asset, and you knocking dudes out at a crazy rate. So I'm not even going to put my guy in that position, you know? And so they end up just staying in the UK. And then Deontay Wilder kind of fought all over, but mainly like stateside. And that's why he grew so big in the States. Also just the way he was fighting. And then Tyson Fury came, and then Tyson Fury was like, I'll fight anybody. You know, like I'm with it. But I think him and Anthony Joshua never actually fought. I think they were supposed to fight, but then Anthony Joshua lost. And then at that point, Tyson Fury was like, it's not profitable for me to fight you no more.
Yeah, I remember when he lost. That's like the one that I was when I was introduced the fight where he lost, because it was like the biggest fight at the time.
Yeah. So Tyson threw the fight.
They're talking about
Mike.
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, yeah.
Yeah. But all right, man. Y'all can find me on Instagram at RBMO____. You can find me on TikTok at RubberBandMo. And lastly, but not least, you can find me on X at Monos_.
Hey, shout out to my guy Dan.
Shout
Yeah, you
out
can find me
Dan.
on Twitter. I'm barely on there. _Jelani 2 underscores. Yeah, I got a new phone recently, so I have to make a new TikTok. Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion that we had privately. You guys didn't hear our private meeting, but if you made it this far in the podcast, I'm cool with breaking the fourth wall a little bit. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter for right now, _Jelani 2 underscores at the end. I'm not really active on there at all, but yeah. Oh yeah, we do have a YouTube. Just we only have 6 subscribers right now, but we're gonna look up a year from now. I'm gonna remember this video. We're gonna see how many subscribers we have. Y'all with us in the trenches right now in the beginner stages. So
We had a good 16 viewers on this live, and
that's actually that's more than what that's pretty good.
no, I'm saying it as a matter of like there's 6 subscribers on this channel, and
But only 6. Yeah, but we got 16 viewers. Yeah, that's usually how it works.
yeah.
People
Hey,
be
shout
watching.
out to Dan and Zero, man. We appreciate y'all
Oh
participating.
yeah, you held it down late
Dan and Zero,
night,
my boy,
2:30 in the morning.
for sure. I'll
Hey.
put the link in the chat.
But hey, Zero, go listen to some Take Care tonight, man. They appreciate it, Dan.
That man Zero.
He said
hates
go listen
LeBron.
to some what?
He said take care.
Take care. Oh yeah,
Zero. He hates LeBron, bro. Like you think someone who hate LeBron? Zero really hate LeBron James. Like, it's crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Who he a fan of?
New York.
Oh,
He
true.
a fan of the Knicks.
Oh. I feel it, my boy. Hey, I love to hear it, man. Hey, shout out to y'all for the NBA Cup. Hey, I hope they passing around medals for y'all boys. Hey, shout out.
Boy, next year, Rashawn Taylor's, I'll be big. Hey, happy earlier birthday, man.
Yeah,
Happy
I
earlier
gotta remember that the 22nd. 22nd.
Hey, I'm a let me know. I might, pop on. We can all sing happy birthday.
Hey fellas, appreciate y'all boys. He said, "No, I'm glad we ain't hang the NBA Cup banner." 23rd. Okay, 23rd. Okay, 23rd. 23 like Michael Jordan. Appreciate everybody for real. I'll make sure y'all subscribe to the 1 a.m. page.
I go from 6 to 23. No, LeBron.
Come on, man. Their beef is crazy, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
What is there anything else? Anything else? That's it. Subscribe to the page because there's 6 subscribers on there. I know we can get to 10. So yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. We'll see y'all next week.
Sub up. Appreciate
that, Zero.
All right. Peace.
Now, throw your motherfucking hands. Get 'em high.